performance there from Punk. That post-CA situation is so difficult for Nash to deal with. Doesn't really have the tools to challenge in that situation. That's why Cammy's such a good counter pick there, because she's just so apt at, maintaining pressure, maintaining knockdown into Oki. Those like magnetic normals that she has. She gets so many turns.
We've seen like the changes that they made to this character over time, and it's for that reason. She was really good at that up close range stand, medium kick stand, light kick, just to annoy you a little bit. We've seen how strong stand heavy is.
Just the crouch, the crouching normals, crouching lights into throw, losing those, and it's not really been a huge loss for her. Obviously seen a lot less Cammy in competitive play than previous seasons, but she's still very, very dangerous. Let's take a look here. It was a good start from Frozen.
It definitely was. Started off with that stand forward heavy kick, got the counter hit confirm on top of it, but that's what we saw Punk get a lot more active, like you pointed out. Nash does have a problem keeping track of a character like Cammy because of all the jumps, whatnot, etc., especially when he does not have meter.
He's killed.
Yeah, bro. He could have did more. He could have did more.
EX after that, right?
But no, you can see how Punk really just started to play a lot more active in the neutral. Not let it, like you pointed out at first, he didn't even give him time to activate his V skill, which really does help in that matchup because you get a little more plus and advantage versus Cammy if she blocks a scythe if you're using it like that. So especially with V skill, V trigger 2, not going to work out in that spot though. Still has more games to play, so Frozen not out of there yet. That's a good spot for Punk.
Pero estuvo difícil Frozen, ¿no? Mira, la experiencia contra la juventud.
Got that first win, but our next matchup is going to be two players that have already suffered a loss. It's going to be, I believe, Brandon up against Jarby M. So they both lost their first games here in the group. Yes, I can read correctly.
Sí, la experiencia, pues no, es que pum, ya. Este huevón te puede jugar con Ken, te puede jugar con Kami, te puede jugar con Karim, con Luke, tantos personajes, ¿no? Salud, muchachos, salud.
Capcom Cup, of course, Jarby definitely is. I don't think Brandon's qualified before, so they're going to want to hold a good account of themselves here on the biggest stage.
Sin Brandon, sin Brandon.
You talk about Jabby M. I remember him getting,
Sí, y eso que juega bien,
He actually made it to Capcom Cup. I'm pretty sure he was really in his feelings about it, man. It was beautiful to see, especially like you said, we don't get to see that much representation from South Africa, so it's always a beautiful thing to see.
Ahorita estamos en el grupo C, en el grupo Renato Segarra. Oye, ¿qué fue?
As we move towards a final 16, but of course there's many more games to play. The next one up is going to be.
Yo tampoco sé inglés, papá. Tú traduce, a ver qué dice.
For me, it has been a very interesting player over the last couple of years. His Akuma has been very difficult to deal with. Traditionally, Akuma has always been very, very strong, and there's so many Akumas around the world that after season.
Oye, Junior no está en la marcha, sigue en la marcha. Sigue marchando.
Balance changes. We're not going to use the N word. Balance changes. Many of them have
migrated
to this Luke. And for me, like obviously he's not actually a Shoto, but he maintains a lot of the play style that a Shoto introduces. That horizontal control.
I was about to say,
the DP. And he's got a lot of other fun tools as well.
Ya, mira, voy a tirar el Discord ya, muchachos. Puta, se viene la pelea de Willy Falcón, huevón.
Now stand medium punch is something that you look for.
Yeah, a great whiff punish tool. Absolutely.
Gets to knock down a lot of instances. Like that's what makes this character really strong. Huge damage cash out as well. And like you said, that's the perfect word. The migration of a lot of players over to Luke, especially for a situation like this, makes a lot of sense. But one thing that stands out more to me than anything is the people that stuck to their characters. That's what I like to see.
Well, they're not here. Brandon is. He's going up against Jarby, who switched to Colin. Now, Jarby's got quite a lot of characters in his locker. Obviously, he gets to in his local community.
En el E, o sea, calcula pues a las 7 estará jugando por ahí.
To be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure as to
a las 7
thinking about this pick. I think that Colin still finds it hard against the projectiles that Luke has.
Just that getting in, and making sure you keep that momentum.
V-Trigger 1 as well. Obviously, V-Trigger 2 is much maligned now, but most of the players
son 3 días,
even though she,
martes, miércoles, jueves y el viernes comienza la verdadera CPT Top 16.
Actually checks the dash right there. But still, Brandon trying to close out. Big life lead on his side with the Luke as well. Jabby M holding his ground, gets the crouch jab, EX Parabellum. Takes the
Oki, double dash, and there's the throw, and he's got the life lead now, but you have to respect Luke. He's got all of the tools.
You said respect?
No
You
respect.
said respect? You know what? I'm going to hit you with this crouch jab and see how you deal with it.
Brandon goes down with 2 big
Pero se lo
flashing
comió Raúl
gauges in the
Nené.
bottom corner. He's going to maintain 1 going into this second round, though. Immediately opens up with the EX. Nice whiff punish off the wall.
Yo comento las peleas nada más, no
Another one,
traduzco.
and that's well worth it.
Oh.
No meaty there as he makes the hard read on the EX counter, but it doesn't connect. And there's going to be the stun, and that's going to be another perfect round. Jarby has been perfected in both of his games so far.
Aye. That's cool. That was the first game. He got that first round pretty instantly, pretty good. So let's go. Let's see what this third round does.
Yeah, this
Puta, me
perfect
compré un par de
doesn't
un
matter.
6 pack de chelas.
Ajá.
Puta, que es un calor de la mierda,
Resources
weón.
were spent to get that perfect, you know. Jabby M, of course, definitely looked really good playing that up close game in that first round. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Parabellum. This is going to push him to the corner. This is a good spot for Jabby M to be in. Gets the forward throw, especially for Colleen. EX Hill.
He has to respect that.
Ooh, tried to hit a button this time. Actually gets hit the EX Hill. Not going to actually
Brandon
hit.
with the patience. The shimmy doesn't work, and he gets the activation. Doesn't get the follow-up, the EX flash. Oh my god, just raw tackle, but nothing.
Little scramble right here. Jabby M trying to close up.
my
Got
God.
the shimmy, but didn't believe. Uh-oh. Jabby M has a chance. Can't close out. Activates trigger, which actually is working
Oh my
out.
god, and he gets put back in the corner. This is a very dangerous situation. Plus frames again. Oh, he takes a throw, and he just throws out the V-trigger. Twice he caught Brandon unawares.
That looks pretty good versus Luke. Just takes the ground out completely and just calling out, I guess, a forward movement, maybe a button, but it worked out. Jabby M gets this first game.
Yeah, it's great to have that there just to throw it out. You said it's a single button. If Luke's walking backwards and forwards looking for that
Mira,
space,
yo te digo que Caguano, el que juega con
projectiles,
Colín,
comes out mad fast as well. You saw
este huevón se la va a llevar, va a entrar
caught twice now.
de frente al top 8.
Huge amount of damage, but right there at the end
A
of the game.
ver, puta, para mí, a ver, ¿qué te puedo decir? A ver, Caguano, Aidon,
That was momentum.
Momochi.
That was momentum.
Puta, ¿a quién más, huevón?
I feel
Hay
like that's one of
tantos.
the things that any Colleen
Rolling
does
X.
do well with, right?
No está
You get
porque
that
ya lo
momentum,
eliminaron,
you have
pues,
trigger
en la
going,
last
like,
chance.
it really does help out your game overall.
Sí, hace un calor de mierda, huevón.
Gives you a little more
Salud, Raúl
confidence
Nené.
moving around on the ground.
Well, Jarby's going to be happy that that perfect that time didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
It's 1-0 to Jarby. Brandon. Fighting to stay in the running. Oh
Ahí está.
no.
Si quieren
Jabby
donar
looking a lot more comfortable.
por yape para las chelas, avisen. ¡Ay, qué pasó!
Look
Concha
at that,
su madre,
just
la
trying to
cagué.
find a
No,
way in
jodas.
right now. Slowly but surely, crouching medium
Dice.
punch, stand medium kicks.
Yeah, big punish on the EX.
Puta, la cagué, no
Parabellum.
jodas.
I like the backdash when you think the throw is going to come.
Uh-oh. And real close to stun. And
Oh,
once
casi la cago,
again, a
bro.
check on the approach by Jabby M with the crouch jab. EX Parabellum confirmed.
Just takes the
A la-
mid screen, but
Está el yape. Si quieren donar para las chelas.
Boss is out. He's got that activation. He's looking for the medium kick to connect. Jarby doesn't care. Throws it out. Spends a bar, and he closes it out with a low forward.
Okay, okay. Comfortable doing that. I mean, he gave up the V-trigger.
Ahorita va a comenzar a hablar como Lora, no se
Don't
preocupe.
really
espérate.
need the V-trigger at all.
Has plenty of resources. 2 bars of EX going into this next round. He's looking good. There he is, that dash up, that medium punch. You got to respect it. One of the main like spacing tools right there.
Respect those plus frames. There's the back throw. Walks up for another one, but Brandon Tet starting to encroach, but he's respecting that back roundhouse.
Yeah, taking his time, taking his time.
He's
Ooh,
ready with these punishes as well.
full charge, go straight into the CA on top of it. Jabby M in trouble.
Crazy damage.
Jabby M
No
in
scaling
trouble.
at all.
Once
Again, wakes up
again.
with the jab. He's going to take the medium. He's got no bar here as well. He's got to respect it. Frozen
Respecti,
status,
señores.
he shifts out.
And almost had him from corner to corner right
Yeah,
there.
he takes
Another
the
jab.
dash.
Look at the
That's gonna
stun
be the
bar.
stun there.
Break the arm, get the stun. Oh, and the freeze.
Freeze.
It's cold out here. Oh.
No, no lo va a
Big hands
matar.
on the table.
No lo va a matar, no lo va a
I
matar.
guess.
He's got one more guess, but he's got bar.
No, ¿qué pasó ahí, huevón? A la mierda, lo hice matado.
Jump in
Oh,
the
puta mina, huevón.
No, Brandon.
Big
takes
of course it anti-airs. Of course it does.
Puta, qué rango tiene ese look de mierda, weón. ¿Viste cómo chucha?
It happened in Street Fighter League.
¿Cómo mira, weón? Yo lo voy a matar.
League US.
Colín, concha su madre, mira tanto rango, concha.
Make the correct read and jump the projectile.
Deberían nerfearlo. Termina la Capcom Cup, nerfeo, qué chucha, weón.
No, the projectile anti-airs you as well.
Multi-purpose tool, this
O sea,
projectile.
son huevadas, ¿ah?
All right, one
Goliath Gaming.
Back to the flash knuckle.
Jumping.
Someone's going to be 0-2 right now.
Puta, me hubiese gustado a mí que Chipita ayer hubiese pasado. Puta, que ese weón. Su Alex era hermoso. Al último cogió a Giet, pero no le sirvió mucho. Contra Zen.
I'm curious to see how much longer these crouching jabs are
Salud,
going to
salud.
work out.
Feliz día de la amistad, muchachos, ¿eh?
Jabby M has gotten some mileage.
Compartan la transmisión.
Oh,
Si no es mucho
big
pedir.
crush right here.
Crush.
Big damage as well. Oh my gosh.
That's why he's using that V-Skill 1. They're drunk on power, that damage output.
Vamos, vamos.
Crazy.
Colleen, full trigger on the table. Try something a little cheeky to get in there. Not gonna
La
work
huevada
out.
de jugar con Luke es soneo. Ay, ahora sí. Soneo, soneo, salta, soneo, salta. Esa huevada nomás. Puta, sigue, huevón. Presiónalo, presiónalo por abajo. Ay.
Swinging these legs.
There's that medium kick. He's doing so much work just keeping her at bay.
Recuerden que Willy Falcón juega en el grupo E, ¿ah? Estamos en el grupo C. Faltaría el grupo D. Puta madre, el aje de mierda. ¿Qué está pasando, weón? Ahora no tiene que ver acá nada, ¿eh? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Huevado.
Hey.
Listo, ahora sí.
Yeah, it's not got the same range as the back roundhouse. Obviously.
Puta madre, ¿qué mierda, weón? No creo que sea el servidor, ¿ah?
Jarby's trying to use a Colleen, but it comes out a lot quicker and it actually covers
Yeah.
all of that horizontal space, whereas back roundhouse not so much.
Ooh, low forward confirmed.
Pinned into the corner, set point here from Brandon. This is going to be a big punish.
Ooh.
Yep, he gets the charge.
Shot.
EX flash knuckle follow up.
It's a solid 40%. Bagger stun as
Entonces se
well.
pone lag la huevada.
Jarby takes his turn. He's going to look to activate. There we go. Plus frames.
Oh, gets the
Catches him
tick.
low. Brandon trying to walk out.
Vamos, vamos.
Gets the tick.
Dale ese look, dale ese look.
Back throw.
Immediate wake-up
No.
back throw switches the
Back
momentum,
throw.
and now single hit territory here for Brandon.
Vamos, 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 vamos.
Right, so he's using that to get in. That's a very interesting strategy.
Cuidado.
But Brandon is looking to be very patient. That should be it. No, it's not.
No hay posibilidades que le puede ganar.
It's,
Yeah, one more chance.
the raw sweep.
Dale, va a dashear.
So slow.
Ay, cuidado. Ay, no, no creo. Sería mucho. ¡No!
Yeah, that's got
Será mucho pedir, se ve mucho pedir. ¿Quieren salir con el counter hit?
I'm not going to lie, I don't know enough.
Por abajo, por abajo.
I've seen him just do
No
empty
tiene para activar el
rush.
B-Trigger. Uy, casi, por poco. Le faltó espacio.
Why did he look like he was ready for that? Like he
No.
was like, I wanted you to reach just so I can get that hit. Jabby M going down to Brandon, and it was a lot of back and forth there. It could have went either way, but I felt like the adjustments made were just not in Jabby M's favor, you know?
Brandon manages to stave off that 0-2 fate, but it's Jarby M who's 0-2, and it's going to be very difficult for him to advance out of this group. Brandon's still in the hunt, closing out that win. Of course, we are going to be playing only 5 matches from each group
Yes.
here. Let's take a
El
look at
Onifan.
some
El Onifan.
of the highlights here. Big stun combo into the perfect finish from Brandon, but he didn't win that first game. In fact, it was Jarby who went 1-0 up.
After the perfect, nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? Actually gets the perfect right there. And these punishes that you pointed out were so on point. I mean, he dropped the combo there, but
Yeah,
just...
but the fierce into the charged. He was really making use of that V-Skill 1 as well, getting the big damage.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
unfortunate, man. But
Momentum killer right there. Momentum. If I would have got that, I mean, you got to bounce back, right? You have to bounce back just to get into it. And still, Jabby M found so much success just challenging on wake up and just sometimes on the slow approach of Brandon with crouch jab and then getting the confirms and just going straight into EX a lot of times. But it just wasn't enough to like keep that ground. But the V trigger choice was actually doing a lot of work.
Yeah, utilizing it just to get the plus frames. I quite like that.
Recuerden, muchachos, que a las casi a las 7 de la noche se viene el grupo de Willy Falcón, el grupo E.
Brandon trying to walk out and he caught him with the normal into the crouch and light kick and converted that into a series. But other than that, Brandon's defense was very stable. You didn't really catch him like throw tech in and getting opened up there. You didn't really catch him interrupting unless there was a significant amount of space, and that's actually how he got the kill in the end. He blocked the crouch and light punch, but Jabi was so far away, he knew that Jabi would need to overextend to maintain pressure, and he closed it out with the jab. Let's take a look at how the group is standing, though, after I think 4 games. You can see Jabi at the very bottom there. Valmaster and
Brandon
Punk
Frozen,
at the top.
-1,
Punk's going to get the opportunity to go clear into first place.
Tiene difícil Frozen,
actually, they're both on 1 win. Now, Punk, he's going to have a lot of experience against Cody because, of course, close friend, training partner, teammate in a lot of instances. Not at SFL this time around, of course, but a lot of play against Shine. VX Bao, I have not a lot of, I don't know how much Luke experience he has, but everyone's got to have Luke.
I was actually about to say, like, that's the name of the game right now. It's like, you
Luke
need
Fighter.
to know a Luke Fighter. You need to know how to deal with Luke. For a while, it was Cammy. Cammy was up there, too, where he's like, look, you need to know how to deal with this character. But I feel like the same thing is kind of, like, transferred over to Luke. If you're playing high-level Street Fighter V, you know how to fight Luke, or at least you have to have some experience because you're going to run into him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that you've got here this far
there's no way.
Capcom Cup and you don't know what you're
It's
doing.
either you're using them or you beat a couple, you know?
Absolutely, 100%. So VX Bao with the Cody has looked pretty solid. These guys are both on 1 win, so the winner of this will go to the top of the group because Valmaster will be playing.
¿Entonces has visto la película de
today, and he is yet to play
¿Has visto la película de
2 players, so there's a lot still
de
to
Iron Man
in this group C.
2? Donde sale dice ¿dónde está mi pájaro? Se parece a este weón
He's
de
looking to
VX Bao.
really put his name there alongside the performances of DCQ
Look at
and
me.
Zen, who have
Puta, tú puedes decir cualquier personaje, weón.
in 2 big events, the LCQ and SFL US.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you right
Win
now.
against Punk.
The mirror?
The mirror?
Oh, he's gone for the mirror.
The mirror match? You know Punk likes to do this.
Yeah.
When he has XP,
Mirror?
say, well, look, I got enough XP. I know how
Yeah.
to play against.
Viejo lesbiano.
He wants to let you know that he's the alpha, right?
Yeah.
That's
Viejo
the brand.
lesbiano.
Yes. I like that. That's the brand. Light kick, ruffian knockdown.
Let's find out what
Vamos.
VX Bao has to say about that. He actually tried to use
No son peruanos. La Z, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo
tried
estás?
to interrupt, but gets caught by the late cancel into the tornado.
Didn't get the combo right there. Actually had it on the hit, but
Estamos viendo la CPT.
short instead, not able to confirm into a hit. That V-Trigger 1 we were talking about for both of these guys. V-Trigger 1 and V-Skill
Nice
2.
anti-air, and he's going to get the follow-up. Big chunks of
Como
damage.
pendejo, ¿no?
Pressure.
Está huevón, está huevón.
This time,
That's one of my
V-
favorites.
Wow.
Punk quiere ser el
Great
filtration de
light
Estados
cash out
Unidos.
there by the EX off knuckle. Punk.
Gánale, huevón. Está huevón.
The fact that that V-Trigger actually gives him a proper anti-air is like really scary as well.
Punk.
Huge damage off that. Punk poking away though. He's got a lot of great life on there on VX
Claro.
Bao.
¿Qué dirá King Davis de todo esto?
Oh my
Recuerda que el disco está activado. Uy, no.
The drop.
And you saw
El disco está
the
activado.
hesitation
Estoy con el
right
disco
there when he did
activado.
the
Voy a
rugby
mandar ahí
kick.
mensajes
Just
para
a
que se
small
puedan.
hesitation.
Again, I feel like that's one of those.
Si quiere le entra, si no ya.
Button too early because he just stood.
Yeah. Got the counter hit right there.
Yeah.
Didn't get the
Oh my
combo,
God.
but still
Escuchen.
kept the corner.
Yeah, I'm surprised the
Oh.
throw actually worked. Like normally it doesn't.
No puede ser.
Big damage here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. These V-Skill 2 combos, I love
The
them.
crime, so he sways in the middle of the combo to hit you.
Fight.
And that's just all specials as well. There's like no scaling at all.
One of the things I really like about it is you see a V-Skill 2.
Tremendo shimmy. Bueno, saca la fucking a Pan. Ese
Working
huevón.
on a perfect.
Oh, también, man. Ese huevón. Se cree como. Este pata se cree, no sé, ¿no?
Nah, just
No, o sea, puta, según él juega con todos. Este weón tiene que asegurar, weón. Lo que tiene que hacer Pan es asegurar con su personaje, weón. No tiene que estar como pendejo. Te cojo a puta, te cojo a tu personaje. Mira, mira. Entonces cree que va a ganar, ¿ah? ¿Se cree? No, pero...
Here's the confirmed first game going to VX Bao.
VX Bao with a perfect against Punk, by the way. We're talking about big statements from these Chinese players.
Saludos a nuestro amigo Smachi. Smachi, el nuevo diosa, el nuevo diosa. Venga, Smachi.
Going with the mirror match.
Yeah, and he stuck with it as well.
La otra semana. Que te cabe la Capcom Cup. Full reto la otra semana. Ya que después de eso ya, pues no. Dice que algunos dicen que van a dejar el juego, pero no creo. Lo mismo dijeron cuando salió el 6. Ah, ya fue el juego, no, nada.
Oh, he exhaust knuckle for his troubles though. Punk in trouble, back in the
Ay, no.
Oh, crouching heavy punch.
Yeah, a little bit late on that, or the angle was a little bit off because he didn't launch him up as you would expect.
Pues Smash, a la firme este patita Pan, no sé. Este weón, según él es, no sé, weón. Debería coger su personaje principal, weón.
That angle is very difficult to deal with after he's with the button.
About 30 seconds left.
Esto le va a costar caro, ese weón.
Jump in, no answer, no confirm.
Claro.
Immediate V reversal, but Punk still got 2 bars, more plus frames, catches him low, counting him, doesn't get a link afterwards.
¡Wow! Puta, ¿qué hace este huevón? ¿Cómo va a hacer ese overhead, huevón? Está cólera. ¿Cómo hacer ese overhead?
Nice walk back into the EX.
Okay, confirm on the walk
standing there, yeah. Nice.
Bingo.
V-score through.
Fighting with these big heavy buttons mid-screen.
VX Bao is in the position to activate, and he wants to do it on hit.
No, claro. Actívalo en esquina, friend trap, ay, claro. Positivo, activa los cuchillos. Que respete, puta que... No, demasiado lejos con el rango. Pues ese cuchillo tiene alto rango. Demasiado lejos para... Claro. Bien, concha su madre. Todo pendejo. Este gol acá. Ahí está. Elegante ese estilo, ¿ah? Elegante el estilo del... Elegante el estilo del hombre.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Not all the time.
It didn't work. And VX Bao. Sitting there now at the top of that Group C, and a huge win.
Winner!
Chinese players have been really showing. We're going to see a Chinese winner for the first time of Capcom Cup. Let's have a look at the highlights here. There was a couple of V-trigger activations from Punk that didn't work out for him, just a bit too far away, and I thought,
oh, right there. Yeah. Not just not in range right there to get the jab follow-up. I like that, using the light kick ruffian to get this knockdown. These combos took off so much damage, bro.
Yeah, and again,
finally
spatial awareness, a little bit off on the spatial awareness, a little bit off on some of those situations as Punk, and it kind of shows that he's not a Cody specialist.
Este gol de Pan se siente confiado.
If you're a Cody specialist,
se siente confiado Pan, ¿ah?
You're a little off here. I'm going to challenge here. Like that's what you see when you get
those kind of mirror matches
as well. So Punk not going to be able to do it in the mirror match this time. VX Bao looking to take it out, make it out of his group on winner's side.
Well, what a great position he's in. He's at the top of the group now. Of course, Valmaster still has to play more matches tomorrow. Everyone's got to play more matches. We've got 3 days of group matches. It's great. So much action for you. Going through all 8 groups. All great. They're all great.
They're all actually great.
All 8 groups. That's a tongue twister. And we are going to be running through matches all day here through till 8 p.m. local time. Every day, 3 days until which players 16. What, 47 down to 16? That's a lot of players getting eliminated, but that's still a lot of players left as well.
A lot of Street Fighter to be played. And thank you guys for joining us here at Capcom Cup. We're going through this Group C, so thank you guys for chilling for more matches. But with that being said, I need you guys to hang out a little longer because we're going to take a quick break.
Puta, estoy esperando que juegue Willy Falcón, weón. Capcom Cup. Vamos por unos comerciales y volvemos. La gente me dice, no transmitas por Facebook, weón, me dicen. Y yo les digo, no pasa. No sé por qué miras la jeta, hueva. Shinjuket. Puta. Este juego es bacán, pero cuesta como mierda, weón. Te está costando casi como 120 soles, ¿no? Y estos juegos los puedes jugar por FitCade. Está trabajando, pecado, o sea, puta madre, weón. Salud, gordito, salud, felicidades, felicidades, salud. Que te vea, te va a meter un par de chelas, weón. Me parece muy bien que hayas ganado, puta. Y has ganado bien, en off. Hay gente que dice que ya no va a jugar, que ya no vale el juego, que bla, bla. Digo, ¿por qué? Digo, si ¿qué van a hacer? O sea, no entiendo, o sea, su orgullo, ¿dónde queda, weón? Tiene que jugar nomás, causa, ¿qué pasa? ¿Acaso tiene responsabilidades? ¿Tiene cosas que hacer? Nada, causa, tiene que jugar nomás, causa. ¿Qué van a jugar entonces? ¿COF? ¿Van a jugar COF? No joda, weón. Te hablo si fuera puta, weón, ganador de la CPT. Campeón de puta, ahí sí te puedo creer, te puede darte un mes, un año así de puta de guayarte, ¿no? Respeta tu champion. Más bien, gordo, comparte la transmisión, ¿ah? ¿Sabes qué es ganar, gordito? Aunque sea ya, pues ya, ¿no? Han estado las personas que puta, weón. Pero Daredemon sí, weón. Puta, Daredemon no encuentra la cura para ganarte, weón. Eso es lo que no entiendo. Tú eres muy chacrotero para jugar, weón. Firme, weón. Pero sigue jugando nomás, weón. No creo que sí. Si unas personas te digan, no, ya no voy a jugar, no creo que tú digas, puta, tampoco voy a jugar. Está weón. Cada uno decide lo que es, weón. Si el hombre no gana, si uno no ganó nada, no va a decir por los otros, pero ya no juegas porque ya no. Tienes que jugar así, pa. Bueno, yo creo que el Street Fighter 5, dárdeme un easy, weón. Oye, ¿te acuerdas cuando? Oye, tengo el Discord al dente, ¿ah? Tengo activado el Discord. Si quieres entra. ¿Sabes entrar a Discord en primer lugar? Ya, mira. Voy a fijar esta huevada, a ver. ¿Te acuerdas cuando puta, en el 2018, 17, cuando venía Black Laval y puta, quería... ¿Te acuerdas? Puta, Black Laval, puta, tenía un hambre. Desde que le ganó Funk que ya no aparece Black Laval, mucha su madre. ¿Tanto así? Black Lava sí, puta, sí. Yo lo considero, o sea, yo lo considero uno de las personas que juegan como que era bien técnico, sabía jugar, te decía cuáles eran tus errores. Algunas personas se enojaban, ¿no? Pero bueno, hay que saber, cuando te dicen algo, puta, estás jugando mal, no debes hacer esto, no debes hacer el otro. Sí, pepón, que weón. Porque hoy. Pon que tiene la culpa, pero bueno, va a regresar en el Street Fighter 6. Pero el Street Fighter 6 ya es otra cosa, pero ya no va a haber los top que eran antes. De repente tú no eres top en el 6. De repente Daredemon es más top que tú. Piccolo desaparece porque ya no va a estar su personaje que es Bison. ¿Con qué personaje podría jugar Piccolo que es carga? Podría jugar con Guile, podría jugar con Blanca. Listo. Grupo D. Este grupo al siguiente juega Willy Falcón, ¿ah? Very. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. There I got you. Oh my God.
We've got M Lizard from South Korea, Ren from South Africa as well. Right. And then you mentioned Ending Walker, Juninho Raz, sorry, I didn't mean to skip over his name over there, and Bravery as well. So again, we have so many players.
No, nada que ver. Tranquilo nomás, como siempre, pero nos quitamos. Hay que ver nomás. Lo que pasa es que puta, yo llegué tarde, yo ya llegué a las... Estoy pensando que
honestly, like, I'm gonna say something weird. Don't get mad at me, chat. Don't get mad at me, y'all. I think Luke mirror matches are not that bad. They're really fundamental based, and I think that when you look at the other characters that Ross has, it's a Ryu, it's a Kage. Those don't play well against Luke. So at this point, you run the mirror match and you run those fundamentals, and it's that kind of match where you're looking for whip punishes. You're looking to, utilize the fireballs. If you watch things like Street Fighter Japan, which you should have, you'll definitely see the different sort of styles that the Luke players present. And I think that Joe's a little bit more on the aggressive side compared to Ross. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I think he's more active with his buttons.
Yeah, obviously the story of this tournament right here, out of all the 47 players, I think we had 12 Luke mains in this tournament, and who knows how many of them picked them up during, after they qualified to try to give themselves a good chance here. Now, obviously, Luke is a huge part of the conversation here at Capcom Cup IX.
Or any tournament.
Or any tournament at this point, right. And so, obviously, a very strong character. But, we were talking in the commentary room a little bit earlier, one of the tricky things about having a character being so, well frequently played and so dominant is that this is the character that everybody has practice against.
Right, everyone's trained, you've seen it and ranked a million times, you're going to see it in the tournament a million times, but you definitely have a way to stay fine if you understand that matchup. And there's, Luke's
Daredemon easy.
I think he's more overtuned than overpowered, because he does a lot of things that other characters do well, but he's not invulnerable. Even with punch a lot of his normals, even some of his best buttons, you see outside the distance, and there are characters that do well, Urian, Vega, things like that. Do they win? I don't think so. Maybe it's 5-5. But I don't think that Luke is such an impassable thing. However, if you're a Kage player, you don't get in with those T-Rex slims.
Right,
you ain't reaching. You have to really hope and pray that you can get a conversion to get in the corner. The wish punish, Same with Ryu. The hoopsies, the prayers. But same with Ryu. Your buttons aren't as good as Luke's, and your fireball game can keep up, but that's why I think the mirror match is probably the way to go.
Yeah. And again, talking about this mirror match coming up, we're talking about Luke here, but, obviously we're going to see Ending Walker a little bit later. Ed is one of those characters that I feel like, and players like Ending Walker, like Ajax Fidelity, have really
Bueno, muchachos, después de este grupo, del grupo D, viene el grupo de Willy Falcón, el peruano que está en la Capcom Cup. Puta, esperemos que gane su pelea para que... Recuerden que esto va hasta el día jueves, ¿ah? Por medio de puntos.
It's like a double-edged sword, right? Obviously, very young player. So,
like 17.
Puta, recién sale... Oye, o no entiendo. Lo que no entiendo no entiendo de esta huevada de Facebook que recién está mandando de mí. Madre, Facebook me está decepcionando, está mandando recién...
A lot of these players weren't dropping these combos, but when you sit them up on the stage, we have the trophy rotating in front of their face. It feels different. First match of the group Stage D. It's going to be Joe Rogan versus Ross. Let's get it.
¡No, carajo! No sé qué está pasando con Fallo, pero o sea, las reacciones no están saliendo. Pero bueno. No está saliendo, puta, que la gente, o sea, las reacciones.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about how basically Luke is just like the best Shoto in the game right now. And so you're trying to bring the OG Shoto into the house.
Yeah, the new versus the old.
But you know what? Look at this. Juninho Ross, slight line lead, but just getting hit by the V-trigger from a screen away. That's what Luke is going to do, and then the counter hit, and combos, suddenly all of your life is gone.
The activation, EX Fireball, plus rain. Ross trying to find out that corner.
For the light punch, but no.
Hola, Belito, 50-50. Saludos, Tilo, ¿qué tal? Mañana de la amistad. Qué milagro que te veo acá. Qué milagro que te veo acá, Tilo. Seguro que Julio no está transmitiendo. Sí, después del grupo D sigue el grupo de Willy, puta, este grupo va a estar de la concha sumario. Oh my god, tremendo backdash, ahí está, el antiaéreo. Tiene que matar con el semi reverse P. Lo sonea, puta, Racing Rocket. Sabe la presión con ese chip. Puta, qué feo, weón, jugando con Luke nomás. Esa patada queda en positivo. ¡Oh! ¿Por qué no hiciste Tatsu? Ah, la mierda, lo tenía para castigar más, pero bueno. Está nervioso el hombre. Ay, qué chucha, weón. No seas pendejo. Ay, qué pendejo, yo no voy a comenzar. Bueno, gente, el Discord está activado, ¿eh? El Discord está activado, muchachos. Recuerden que pueden entrar, pueden hablar si quieren. Julinho. Oh, do brasileiro. David, gracias. Saludos a nuestro amigo Yoga Will. Salud.
Execution error by Juninho, was probably trying to walk forward, throw a fireball, came out as a DP.
Second mix.
He's trying to get out of there, but again the cross cut from Joe, not going to let him get away for free. Trying to get this pressure to get one more hit, doesn't fall for the shimmy.
No puede ser el shimmy.
And Joe Umarogan is going to take game number 1 with that Luke.
Dice el punto Luke.
What is Juninho Ross going to do? What's the character pick here?
6-24, ¿ah? 6-24, muchachos.
This may be his final fight because just the way that things are operating, look at how much Luke gets off his exchanges. Look how much corner carry, and Ryu doesn't get as much, so continuously. The raw DP, uncooked before the season.
Not even an EX DP right there.
That was DP Tartar.
But it's just interesting. I mean, there's something about this match. Maybe there's something about the Luke mirror match that Juninho Ross does not like, and that's why he's going with this Ryu. I'm not sure. It would be great to pick his brain at some point in time.
I'm sure that Joe has played a lot of the the Luke mirror matches, but this is done though, and this is done. Oh, the DP too. That's how you know you're feeling it right now.
Must defeat Shang Long to stand a chance.
They're too young for that. They don't know. We're old men.
Joe trying to slowly walk Juninho Ross back. That's why I like that EX Fireball in the neutral there. Fight for the screen stage. And now look at this. Juninho Ross slowly trying to get to the corner. Yep, there's the frame trap off of the meaty after the forward throw.
Here's Joe with that fear. So hit the side switch. Obviously didn't have trigger for it, but we'll get that corner push. These jump-ins. Absolutely money, but this ain't funny.
Oh, he didn't get the confirm. Yeah, he had all the meter. That should have been a... Wow. You know what? If I didn't get the super, I'm just going to chuck plasma like you can't even imagine, throwing out all those EX fireballs. And the key to this game right here, the reason why Juninho Ross was able to take this game number 2 was that you saw in the first game, every time Joe got all of his damages because he managed to get Juninho into the corner.
Right.
And Juninho this time really fought really hard. That's why I like that EX fireball in the middle of the stage to get the knockdown when he was getting pushed back.
That's changing your timing too for zoning as well.
Yeah.
Don't the EX every so often. It's hard for him to get that read on the zoning that we had because we've seen the jump-ins come through. And I'm glad that Joe doesn't go back to the Akuma. We've seen the Akuma at CEO in 2021, but he's locking in with
Puta, qué hermoso Río, ¿eh?
He is a Luke player. He is not one that has picked up the character for fair weather. He is,
Vamos. Quiero traer ese Ryu.
And he's locked in with this character. No switch with it. He's got to the game plan. That's the way to play here. 1-to-1.
Entra con el Tatsu. Presiona con ese golpe medio. Uy, no, se acaba de con ese backdash. Nuevamente, el juego neutral abajo, por arriba, por abajo, esperando que entre. Uy, no voy a confirmar. Es el sorneo. Sabe que es muy peligroso. ¡No! Dropea, aprovecha muy bien. El error lo manda a la esquina. Sale a presión con ese backdash. Toma. ¡Qué buena jugada! Puta madre, weón.
Joe got the corner again. He just got the corner position, was able to get, the whip punishes and the shimmies in the corner over there, and he is now at match point.
What a dash into as well. The aggression, with Joe's feeling himself when he gets, that momentum. It's like they all go away though.
Yeah, Juninho Ross now with an opportunity here. That's minus. Juninho just takes it safely with the stand light punch, the 3-framer, and he gets the anti-air. The light DP to give him a little bit more pressure after the anti-air.
Nice reaction with the sweep. EX activation.
No, dropeo. Le va a costar caro.
Can Juninho Ross fight his way out of here? No.
No puede ser. No. Puta madre, huevón. ¿Qué está pasando aquí? Se queda pensando, Julin. Mucho piensa, hombre. Tiene que castigar. Oye, ¿no es Dardemo? No, no es Dardemo. No puede. Gracias, Choco, gracias por el like. El que no dijo, tú ganaste a Takamura. Piccolo. Takamura ganó a Piccolo.
The way that Capcom Cup was run this year with players coming from all the different regions, for example, we do have
saludos a nuestros amigos de Bichón, saludos. Está con la chelita de chelas.
I think it's one of the first times we've had South
Está bonita el polar,
Cup because previous years we didn't have any of the qualifiers in that area, and now we have one. And can you imagine just like coming out here?
La CPT, la última CPT de Street Fighter 5, weón. Ya no va a haber ya.
It's that World Warriorness, right?
Ya no va a haber, muchachos.
We see it here, but we're going to be seeing the replay on how Joe
was
able to get that win in the end. To me, it's just that confidence that Joe had back in his hands. Once he had his game plan, the jump-ins were coming hot and
la última CPT. Estamos en el grupo D, después del grupo se ve en el grupo de Willy Falcón, weón. Compartan, muchachos.
He's okay, but things like this, look at that damage.
You say he's okay outside of that? Did you just say
después ya no va a haber, ¿ah?
Saint Cola, ladies and gentlemen, president of the Luke Down players here at Capcom Cup, saying
Capcom Cup.
Neutral.
I got a text from Chris CCH. Yeah, thank you for that 5. I appreciate you. But I will say that Luke really shines when he has those charge combos, and it's such a grazing sort of analysis. But that's when things get really powerful for that character. And that's what you see, the more damage. And that, to me, makes that character way more structured than Ryu. That's a tournament character. Luke's a tournament character. Ryu, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Suicidov.
That replay and stuff, it's a tough one right there because, like I said, in game number 2, Juninho Ross did a really good job keeping himself from the corner. I felt like every time he got put into the corner, a lot of it was just small little mistakes. Here
no, y ahí han puesto el demo de Street Fighter 6.
I've been talking, I think I said it's during the LCQ, right? It's like baseball, right? The number of errors is a stat in baseball because they're so significant. And when you play fighting games like that, every mistake that you make is so significant because you just see it, especially in Street Fighter V, where one knockdown can equal just instant death off of 2
one
mix-ups.
confirm can get you Oki and things like that, especially for Luke. We get off his light button, so you're definitely right about that. But that's also the beauty of fighting games is that these small mistakes, these small moments, just steamroll into so much.
Yeah, and let me tell you right now, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we've seen a lot of drops. The stage is terrifying here. I've told this story many, many times, but it was one of the Street Fighter 4 Capcom Cups. It was the one that was up north in Northern California. I forgot what the venue name was, but it was the two-tiered one with like the balcony seats and everything that.
Yeah.
And PR Rog, who had been winning tournaments after tournaments, it's just like, I'm a veteran of the scene, whatever like that.
Easy work.
He came out on the stage and he said he saw the audience like on the balcony and on the floor, and he was like, yo, I got nervous, And even the most seasoned players, they come out here, and when the lights are on, when you're on the stage, like you said, when the trophy is there, it's the nerves,
sitting
man.
right in front of you.
Nerves.
All right. I mean, we'll see who's nervous between these two players, Rin and M-Lizard. Yo, I want to give
Rin, man.
Naruto, RSA.
Sudáfrica contra Vega, Sudcorea. Estos coreanos tienen una pinta de... ¿Ah? ¿Es una escarma de Arequipa? Your break. Cover Capture Build. Jimmy Crisanto Vallejo, gracias por el like, Jimmy. Como Cao, un banquiño, eres un banquiño, espero que que gane.
Can you imagine coming out here to the United
Your hell.
Cup in front of the big stream, the big audience and everything
Ahí está. Y Buki contra Vega. A ver. Vamos. Vamos. Corea contra, mira, un coreano jugando con Vega. Los coreanos son coferos, ¿ah? No, tequeneros y coferos. De Street Fighter no he visto mucho. Ah, solamente por Infiltration, pero no. Puta, ¿qué será de Infiltration, weón? Puta, si Infiltration hubiese estado acá, puta, sería otra historia, con chismadre. Acá con de mierda, lo manea por huevadas, ¿no? Puta, si Capcom se entera todos los Twitter de los tweets, los mensajes de Perú, puta. Ah, Perú estaría baneado de por vida. Para la CPT. Ese Vega es distinto, El Vega distinto. Ahí está, comienza a soñar. Spamearlo para medir la distancia, entra con el rolling. Del dasheo nuevamente. ¡No! ¡Ay! Dropea el roll. Aprovecha bien el error. ¡Cuidado por atrás! ¡Claro! ¿Qué tal jugada de Susa? Suicidó.
And then you saw the shuriken just absolutely gone, just like was deleted from the equation.
Absolutely.
That shows the little matchup knowledge right there. That M-Lizard's like, no, I just V reversal with my kicks, backdash, and now all of a sudden we're just back to neutral. I don't even have to worry about the return of the shuriken.
I like that matchup knowledge because that's something that if you don't know, maybe like you know that your V reversal isn't the best in the business. You know that your V reversal, like Vega's V reversal is very terrible, especially up in the corner.
La Vega quedadas.
Mid-screen, I can't escape that option, and I can, take back my turn and stay solid, especially that B-trigger being buffed this season. So, for good reason, M-Lizard takes the first game pretty dominantly. Let's see if Ren switches over to the kid.
I also like that, some intentional stage picking here.
Ooh. Yo, go to Flimo Tagger. No, actually, you can't do that. Don't do that. Let's go.
Sometimes people feel comfortable in certain stages. True story, I was playing at a tournament one time in Street Fighter 4. I always went to a specific stage, and I went there and picked it. My opponent was like, no, go back and random select.
No.
And I was like, yo, okay.
I see the fire in your eyes. Nah, you're getting buffed.
I was like, yo, okay.
There are players that get buffed from their costumes, so it makes sense with the stage.
Hey, I beat him anyway.
But
I'm just saying.
If you're the one that got that beating by James Chen, I want you to tweet it out and let me know who you are and that you cheated.
Fine.
Let's see if the Ken pick is the one to do it.
Yeah, this is his main. This is Ren's main here. But again, see if he can handle the range of buttons right here. He does get the jump in. Vega's pretty hard to jump in on, and it's very easy to get crush countered by that heavy kick as an anti-air.
Yeah, you do have the X-Tatsu, though. That is another approach that you can play with.
I
do think that, get careful these fireballs at the same time, though, because they leave your hand out a little bit further. Ryu can probably...
Fue con un personaje de los pierros.
It's at the bottom means you can't fireball in general. Here's a confirmed DP, call up in the corner. This is where Ken works. See me in my office.
Yeah, Ken tried to steal a turn right there with the dash after the forward throw. Not a true meaty sequence there. You are minus. Oh, there's the EX Tatsu, like you said, and he's getting in. The EX Air Tatsu.
Yeah, now the medium gets to confirm and a side switch that B-trigger used for the escape option, more than damage.
Hitting buttons, but then he went for too many right there, and so after the 2 crouching lights, no combos, and now you see M Lizard. You can't throw a fireball either because there's going to be a...
there's going to be chip, no chip.
Wow.
Dorito Cheetos or Fritos, that's it. M Lizard on set point the Ken pick.
That's an interesting one. He had such a life lead. I don't know if it was necessary, but I think what he's doing right now is trying to damage Ren as mentally as much as possible.
So this is too dominant.
Yeah, you take that win saying basically, I don't need the meter to beat you this last round.
But is this a bait on the meter though from Ren? Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, back to neutral, looking for that medium kick. Does get the lion breaker. Heavy kick, that's Oki. Yes, sir. Can't be pressing buttons.
Here we
my
go.
friend.
And like I said, without a lot of meter, he doesn't have a lot of resources. He's got almost 2 bars now. He does have the 2 bars. Here we go. But the trade, that's a great trade for M Lizard. He might have been dead, close to dead.
Had him up in the corner, but Ren escapes. Finds exit sign. Backs away, no punish, though in play. And Ren sitting on that B trigger, but the whip gets hit. The standing heavy kick. Too far out. Too long out.
And now M Lizard can kill with 1 combo into super right now. He has built all of his meter back.
Fireball.
¡Uy! ¡Qué tremenda jugada! Puta madre, güey. Mira. ¿Cómo hace que el Hadouken no le entre? Puta, y castiga muy bien ese vengan. Este me va a llegar lejos, ¿ah? Very good, very good. Let's go, let's go.
South Korea coming in and taking it over Ren. And again, you know, obviously Ren has got to be feeling a lot better here play.
Of course.
But that's the beautiful thing about this round robin format. You will have a bunch more matches to play.
I'll go.
Matches in this pool, except for Group H, which everyone plays 4 matches.
Get that later. But either way, I would like to see Ren maybe play Ken later on. You know, as you mentioned, more time to play. I'd like to see more of that Ken. I do think the Ibuki wasn't the worst pick, but there's, you know, you're close to Japan, so you can practice against some of these Ibuki players. Heavy Aura, for one thing, is definitely out there and very active, very strong with that Ibuki pick, so I'm sure that M Blizzard has probably run and with a decent enough connection to that person and played and prepared for that matchup. So I'm wondering if the Ken might have been a better play. Also, looked like Ren was really, you know, nervous, as you pointed out. Pulling out fireballs against that matchup is already a bad idea when there's bar at the bottom.
Se fue la señal, ¿eh?
Could have also clipped 2 as well at long ranges, so you have to be very careful in that matchup throwing out the fireballs of Ken.
But I still want all the guys from all the people from South Africa watching this right now. Definitely cheer on your boy Ren. I want to see some South African pride.
Send that energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
and
I'm
speaking of energy, you're knocking down some Red Bulls.
¿Qué pasó?
Not knocking down the Red Bulls the correct way.
Yeah. This could have been bad, but we're gonna have some more good action for you coming through this group stage. We've been talking about how we have we have all this variety in terms of players and characters too as well. Yes, there are a lot of Lukes, but we got to see the Ibuki, we got to see a Ken and a Vega. Who could have thought Vega would reach that? And a Ryu, my bad, I forgot the vanilla man with no sprinkles out here, definitely doing some work, and we might be seeing some more. I think that as these group stages go on, they start figuring out how to play. But however, both of these players have
Ahí está el
Walker. We've seen him take down people at UFA, the likes of Punk.
la sorpresa, el pata el chibolo de 16 años.
What was it, 3rd at versus Fighting X? That was his first offline tournament. Bravery's been in this.
Vas a recordar a
Singapore. We've seen him at Intel.
Vas a recordar a Plaza.
Obviously, they're new maybe to this kind of stage right here, but they're not new to the tournament scene.
Tournament.
And, you know, Ending Walker is the story here, right? I'm talking to a lot of the other players and commentators and stuff. A lot of people are picking Ending Walker as, you know, if you're going to pick like 5 players who have the chance to win this thing completely. Right. Ending Walker is right up there, and honestly, this is his first fighting game. He's barely been playing fighting games for that long. What is he? He's like 6 years old or something like that.
Yeah, he was like really young, like losing 9 when he started playing 10. I don't know. Ending Walker family, correct me with that. But you know, he is that young gun, but he has been doing a lot of work. When I say that he's new, or not so new, I should say, it's because he's been playing in Salt Mine for so long. He's been so dominant. Dang near every week, it's Ending Walker wins. Ending Walker wins. Kind of tiresome to see, I ain't gonna lie.
And it really kind of came out of nowhere, right? Because, you know, you obviously you're saying like, oh, Problem X is gonna win. You know, Phil's has been doing super well.
Infectious in them, right? They were the first run.
And then all of a sudden, Ending Walker started winning everywhere and constantly. And so, like I said, so much of fighting games, so much of tournaments. You know, we've already talked about the nerves and stuff like that, but so much of fighting games, like way more than you think, is about your mental strength coming in here and being able to survive the moment, right?
Yeah.
So this is, you know, Ending Walker went to UFA and he won his first offline tournament and he walked away like he was like, that's it.
He's never been into it.
He didn't realize
he's like,
there was
casuals,
like,
anybody? You
yeah,
like casuals?
because like when you win at home online, you're just like, I'm done. Turn off the game. Go eat some lunch. And so like he wasn't like sticking around for the award ceremony and stuff.
Nah, he was chilling.
Not used to a lot of this. So let's see how he can actually handle playing in this situation. And Bravery here already coming in and trying to assert himself here now. Ending Walker probably has experience against Hurricane.
Right. But for someone that is this aggressive, like look at this. Fierce gets a hooligan side switch here. Bravery is definitely different when it comes to aggression. I feel like, you know, Hurricane's a mix of everything. Bravery, well, it's foot on the gas. You may not pass the entire time. Stuns right.
Activa el V-Trigger, entra con ese cae un strike. Buena. Qué buena reacción del Chibola. Este huevón está con los reflejos así al 100%, ¿ah? No. No, claro.
We've obviously been talking a lot about Ending Walker, but you know, obviously the Singapore crew over here, they're all so strong, they're all so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's online versus they've been playing every single week. Chelsea Chien putting that on. There's an impact right there. We want to see more of that from like Ending Walker. EXPP was a goon to a goblin.
Yeah, again, Bravery qualified via the World Warrior, but, you know, so did Ending Walker, right?
True.
So, you know, that definitely doesn't mean just because you didn't win CPT online that you're not as strong, because these players are strong. But look at this defense from Ending Walker now. And I love this idea that he's using the air-to-air to stop Cammy, because Cammy, her biggest strength obviously is the dive kick.
Final route.
Throw off a lot of anti-air timings by the delay of the dive kick or not doing the dive kick at all. You have to deal with two different timings. But the jump backwards light punch will work for both timings, and even if you don't hit her, you kind of get away unless the Cammy is ready.
Yeah, I don't know what Bravery can do. Maybe, I don't want to say raw spiral arrow, that might get clipped, but here's the EX in the corner carry. I do like, again, you said, that defense that we see that race the bar school on the side of Bravery. Oh, my man's counting. My man's ABCs.
1, 20, 1, 2, 3. Puta, spameando esa huevada. Bien jugado, ¿ah?
It's dive kick, it's jump heavy kick, jump fierce, empty low. He's avoiding all those. Ending Walker with the first win.
Every person watching who hates Ed is so mad right now. They're so mad.
Puta, este Chibola tiene los reflejos al 1000, ¿ah? 16 años, mira. Claro, claro. Activando el V-Trigger. No, cuidado.
The forward one doesn't look like it's always the best option here, but he still gets out of that corner. King tries to answer back with the fireball. EX for the plus frames. Bravery back in.
Yeah, minus. Ending Walker taking the frames. Finally stopping the jump from Bravery over here. And now just needs one more hit. However, Bravery sitting on some meter. Oh, but again, the reaction.
¡Claro! Buena. Eso es lo que tiene que hacer. Saludos a Jorge Fernando. Oye, eso es lo que tiene que hacer. Eso es lo que tiene que hacer, papá. Mira, así, mira. ¡Ay! ¿Qué? ¡Oye! ¿Qué? ¡No! Puta, mira, qué falta de respeto. Mira, lo vas a ver. Ay. Puta, qué hermoso, ¿eh? Gracias por el like. Oye, ¿dices? Están utilizando adaptador Brock para la CPT, o pones tu mando y lo detecta universal. Ahora los adaptadores Brock detectan de todo, ¿eh? Es universal. Puta, puedes poner un mando de Xbox, un mando así modificado por ti mismo, lo detecta. Ahora sí, esa. Súbete, gracias por estar aquí, bienvenido. Compartan, muchachos, compartan la transmisión.
characters. He has a
Ya que mis auspiciadores no comparten.
top shelf already, and he spends like 2 or 3 months on them, and it's just incredible. He's a genius. Like, he's actually a genius.
Yeah,
Literally
again,
a genius. He finished school early.
It's a great indication, again, like you said, of the lack
Power
of
cow.
nerves, of how much this moment is not getting to him, because him just walking up and doing
Se viene, muchachos, se viene Willy Falcón, ¿ah? Grupo E.
at smaller tournaments or whatever, and you're just like, haha. But like when you're in this situation where you're, like you said, it's like there's $300,000 on the line here in this tournament. That's a lot of money that you can win. And if you know that there's that much money on the line, and you're still walking up to someone and just being like, "Hey, touch a button, touch a button," and then EX Psycho upper, there are no nerves on this kid at all now.
That's what I want
Round
to
now.
In terms of Indy Walker, but we're going to see more of these players right here. Emlizer coming back up to the bat.
Puta, este encuentro va a estar bueno.
And I have a little fact to it, because I talked
Luke contra Vega.
Talking about that matchup, he believes that matchup
Canadá,
in favor
Corea. Canadá versus Corea.
It's hard for Luke to do much. Looking for back heavy kick or fierce, but those buttons are not going to be as continuous as standing medium punch like the claw. Now, when the claw is off, it's a 7-3. Yeah, it's like real nasty. So Joe's game plan should be to get the claw off as much as possible. Fireballs continuously are going to be a big pain point too as well. If you're blocking, the claw help dwindles down. So if you're Joe, you're looking to continuously put pressure on to make that claw get off.
Yeah. Again, you know, it's very similar. Luke is kind of like the current version of the Karen and the Camis from before. It's these characters that are really oppressive, kind of in that neutral with really good buttons. But if you can find a character that outranges them, you can kind of take away a little bit of their strength.
A little bit.
So, a little bit.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So again,
before someone clips us and says, well, actually, Luke is the most powerful character in the game. Shut up. Anyway, we're back in this match soon. I'm curious to see what I'm sure Joe has practiced with the likes of, like, you know, Metro M. You know, shout out to the East Coast. I mean, he's played Battle for the Bruce Lee. NLBC also, he's had great results out there too as well, those online tournaments. The online local, wherever he can play, he will play. So I'm sure he's had that practice with like some Metro M and a few other Vegas that we have too as well. I don't know if he played Arliet this week, but he's prepared for this matchup. Emlizer, I mean, you play Luke. You go run into Luke when you play ranked. I'm sure there's many Luke players out there. Also, obviously, NL, I'm sure he's got practice on that side. So I'm sure they're going to be very stratified in this match.
I mean, again, you know, what's interesting is that you look at all the Capcom Cup winners, and probably Gotcha-kun is the closest to the top tier, current meta's top tier winning a Capcom Cup, right? Because, you know, again, the problem is whenever you are the current meta, everyone knows how to fight you.
Right.
And so that's what I'm expecting to see here. I don't think Emlizer is going to get caught off guard by anything.
Definitely different styles.
Utilizando el stay de Navidad.
It's more aggressive. I think Metro M's like more neutral, but he's got more tricks. Finds a whip, gets hit off the fierce, gets a knockdown. We keep it meaty, no vegan.
And one of the nice things about what I saw from Joe to start out, he's dizzy here. He went with
este look va a ser como Zen, ¿ah? Lo presiento. Puta, qué hermoso. Y está jugando con Luca, imagínate.
Knockdown off the V trigger. But all it takes is one jab. A dab will do you through. Emlizer with the first W. Looking fantastic again in claw. You see how difficult it is to be able to strike back. Plus that fear is doing a lot of damage too as well.
Right, and so there we go. You see, back to that light fireball. It's going to be one of his best range pokes at this mid-screen space over here.
Also, the stand fierce is hard for Luke to punish. I've asked a lot of Luke players, they're like, bro, I don't know what to do. Standing medium punch, don't get through. But Joe with the conversion on the crouch medium kick, right knuckle right after.
Yeah, gonna need these single hit confirms. They're one of the key strategies.
No!
With the shimmy, but doesn't get the dizzy, the forward throw. Still not
enough.
No!
Ay.
Take this if he spends.
Ta madre. Ah, su madre, casi perfecta.
He don't need bar to go far.
Yeah.
It's Luke, but I like that he stays up because it saves his bar that start going down. And those EX bar
Casi perfect.
could switch up the pace that, you know, how things are going to be playing right now. Hard for Emlizer to kind of make a read on these fireballs when you have that EX bar flashing in front of your face.
All right, nice dash up right here. Emlizer trying to close up the space a little bit. Gets the shimmy of his own here, and now the corner position. How does Joe get out of the situation? That wasn't even a shimmy. That was just a frame trap right there. Gonna get some good damage here.
One more hit will do. He's got the bar at the bottom. Might just saw that shit.
Yeah, you got a V reversal, but again, this is a very common strategy we see from people. Obviously, Joe Umarogan had the meter for the V reversal. He was just a little late on that, but again, you do that sequence because you force them into the V reversal. Now they have no life to ever gain any trigger back.
Exactly.
And the comeback mechanic is now taken away. So M Lizard was like, go ahead.
Do it. I wish you would. Yeah. Lose that
it.
fantastic V-trigger that you have. I don't have to worry about that. And it's only one thing to do with Claw. I'll make it fall. This is game point possibly for M Lizard. If he could take it, it'll be over here for Joe in this group stage today.
Yeah, interestingly enough, all 6 players in this group here qualified from their World Warriors. So, again, the World Warriors were year-long events. It's like a month after month.
It's like 5 months
building up
plus
points.
the finals.
Yeah, and then you had to win the finals. So, arguably, a lot of the World Warrior players actually took the more difficult road to qualify here, and are might even be considered stronger for it.
Yeah, it's kind of honoring consistency. Nice. We get the crush meeting kick in the DP ender right there, caught up in the corner. And so we can harass with back medium punch. Or keeps that distance. Nice. Dash under DP.
Claro, después de esto, señores, del grupo A, el grupo A juega Willy, huevón. Estoy esperando, por eso no hablo, no estoy hablando, porque estoy esperando que juegue Willy, huevón. Quiero ver la bandera del Perú ahí. Espera, muchachos. Está en el grupo D. Grupo E juega Willy Falcón, huevón. Déjense huevadas, ¿ah? Vean en mi canal, en otro canal igual, apoyen a Willy, huevón. ¿Quieres que te traduzca? Welcome, dice que no sea muy chivo, que salgas a jugar. Saludos a nuestro amigo. Estoy esperando, mira, estoy así. No, nada, tranquilo. No, me compré un Me compré un par de chelas, Sandino, pero no, tranquilo. Huevón, hace un calor, huevón. A su madre, qué abuso. Calorzazo. La copia. Así hace un calor, huevón. Qué abuso. Este grupo falta, señores. De ahí viene el Willy Falcón. Command grab. Ahí está. Ese Vega me gusta. No, no es como el Vega de italiano, no, señores. Puta, mira, qué cochón. Está su madre, quiero que le gane a todos los Lucas. Pero, esa es la vaina, pero weón. ¿Cómo chucho? Mira, utilizar un personaje lock tier en estos momentos de la CPT, huevón, la Capcom Cup, puta, te da mucho mérito, huevón. Es la verdad. Es hermoso, weón. Puta, que juegas con Hier, que juegas con Yuri, que juegas con Vega, que juegas con Fan, no hay ni un Fan. Puta, weón. Es un mérito importante, weón. Es tu talento, weón. Ya, si coges Luke es porque ya que chucho quiero ganar, pero está bien, pero. Luke está estudiado. Deberían nerfear la Luga. Deberían nerfearlo, weón. Después de esto, de esta Capcom Cup, que lo nerfeen. Ahí, listo. ¡No! Puta madre. Su dash de Luke es muy puta impredecible, ¿eh? La réplica, dice Sandino. Lizard has been struggling with. He's like, oh, great, okay, I don't have that fantastic neutral. I don't have that forward fierce that you can't really deal with. It's looking a little peak right here. Joe Rogan, can he seal the deal?
Yep, that's punishable. Nice. Good reaction right there from M Lizard. Bad confirmed from Joe. Jump, just try to stay away. M Lizard's reaction, the forward dash under the jump, has been so consistent. Unfortunately, it does put him in some corner positions like he is right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because as we talked about, Mega doesn't have the best defense in the game, especially up in that corner. Reversal just kind of keeps you there. Has to find a way out.
The crush counter, you're knocked down here. What's Joe's options here? Okay, yeah, not going to let him get out, but and then just goes for the cross-up to try to keep this corner position, but they're essentially back to the middle of the screen.
Layers here from Joe. Puts him in the corner, needs to finish off the job, though. Air-to-air jump meeting kick from M Lizard.
No forward dash this time.
Point that out.
Again!
And I showed you this. The jump in goes for the EX Azuda drop.
And
what
he
a
got
nasty decision.
Yeah, he got the surprise jump against Joe, and he went for the jumping light kick to cause as little hit stun, block stun as possible.
Señores y señoras, después se viene la de Willy Falcon. Se viene el grupo E.
Beautiful read right there. He tried another crazy read.
Yeah, if he went for the low one, he would have caught that, but still. In Lizard, still on set point right here. Joe not done yet. Caught up in the corner. That Orpheus trying to catch a preemptive fireball.
There we go. Tried to go for the shimmy right there. Not going to connect. And now Joe has the corner. This is so important of a position. Not easy to time that heavy kick afterwards to make sure that it is plus.
Picture perfect. See right there. Was able to get the counter hit. Back in the corner you go. West to east. Can Joe feed the block?
Out of there. That's all he wanted to do was get out of the corner. Didn't care about anything else here. And now look at this. Both of them pretty equal in life right now. But Joe now taking the lead. He's going to get some. No! The 2 light punches into nothing.
A lot more. We'll get the hit right
No!
One more hit will steal it.
But look at this meter. Look, oh,
the
that was an accident.
No, ¡ay, no!
The crouch jab to save the day.
Ay, no puede ser. Tiene que ganar Vega. Tiene que ganar Lizard. Final round. Oh, no. Ahora con neutral ahí comienza el spameo. Sigue con el soneo, señores, abajo con la patada. Golpe neutral. Se está mirando la cara face to face. Comienza el golpe. Ahí está. Quiere cambiar. No quiso cambiar el otro Vega. ¡No! El Ronin queda en positivo. No puede cargar. Ahí está. Sigue ahí. Claro, el Rollins Barcelona activando el Big Trigger. Ahora sí se pone mejor el look. ¡No! ¡No! Casi. ¡No! Puta, ¿qué hiciste, brother? Puta madre. No. ¡Ah, no! Ahí está. Tú puedes. Sí. No, gánale, Vega. Tú puedes. Tienes que matar a los Luke. No puede ver Luke en la CPT. Toma. Como dicen por ahí, está bien leído los Luke. Ay. No, claro. Cuidado, puta, mira qué tal rank, concha su madre. No. Bien, concha su madre, bien. Bien, mira. Ah, la mierda, una huevada, ¿sabes? Compacta. Parece Julio con peluca, weón.
Even when they do something good or they make a mistake and they can clean it up, they still do the But that's why I love these offline Capcom Cup. To be able to see these players, their emotions, absolutely beautiful. So was that match as well. In Wizard, how he was dealing with the fireballs was absolutely great. We saw the V-Trigger holding on for that exact option. And also, I love his claw play overall. He knew that was the way to play against Luke, outraging this character, but he did go on claw for the command grabs too as well.
And it was, again, Joe, he had been on point with those single hit crouching medium kick confirms, and then we saw a little bit at the very end he didn't get it when he really needed it, because that would have been the key for that neutral jump right there where he was about to land on the Sand Blaster, and then he was like, air rose, great reaction. I thought he was dead, but that was such a beautiful reaction right there. So.
Yeah, you know, that a lot of dominance. I feel like there's some errors from Joe that, you know, no anti-airs that we typically would see from as the rounds were going down. And also, you know, that EXDP, you try to get wild, not mild. Yeah. Probably not the best time to do it, but you do have a lot of games to play throughout the entire week. There's still 3 days total of group stage events, so you do have time to make mistakes like this or do something different to kind of get in their head a little bit, but not a lot of time. You want to have as many points to stay fine.
And it's interesting, too, because knowing that we're in an environment like this, where we're playing at Capcom Cup, changes how you would expect people's reactions to play.
Se engordó. Gente, viene el grupo E, voy al baño.
It's because a lot of time people at home are playing calm, and they're like, oh, he's minus, let me hit the button. That Lizard might have even been a little bit nervous and like blocking, like, oh my god, I blocked at the last second.
I know what Luke does. Please don't hit me, please.
Yeah, and he's like scared to touch buttons and stuff. Right. It's really interesting how many different little factors come into the actual play of fighting games, you know?
Like, it's not stupid that Joe did that because he did it for a reason to catch people, you know, off guard, but, you know, sometimes you make the wrong mistake, wrong decision. Right here, we decided that bravery and Ren are going to go at each other. Again, I'd like to see, in my opinion, the Ken pick from, you know, Rin. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see that kid work because I think that's a fantastic matchup against the likes of Cammy. However, Bravery, when I watch him play, we talk about people being uncomfortable. I think Bravery was so, headstrong in that game plan of jumping continuously. Even though he's got challenge and check, I want to see those.
Se Gordo dice, ¿a qué hora? Mira, ahorita va a jugar Willy. Mira, acaba esta pelea, sigue el grupo E. Va a estar Willy Falcón ahí. Ahorita está jugando el grupo. El grupo D.
Once again, Ren on the stage here. I would love to see him get a game in here, maybe even just take the entire set here, because
Aldo, no vas a comentar nada, vas a estar el mudo como... Pero es que no voy a comentar esto, quiero comentar en la pelea de Willy, qué causa, no puede ser, weón. Es que el peruano, pues, ¿no? El peruano. Las cosas como son. Yo quiero comentar el... Si quieres le subo el volumen, ¿ah? Es que cuando tú estás en la visión de comentar el... Acá los hombres están comentando, pues, ¿no? Willy Falcon, mira, gente. Vamos. Falta poco. Disfruten el momento, muchachos.
Got him, but doesn't have any way to extend that any further. No DP, and what a tech! The fireball clip! I can't believe it! Oh, but then just a dash up.
Dash!
Red trying to walk backwards, get away from this, build some distance. Got caught low.
I will say the Ren, those EPs against the dot kicks, that's what you want to see. That's like that heat that you want to see from a player. So you know they're locked in. EXDP though from Bravery, more grounded play. We just talked about that. You see him go to the air quite a bit, but I like this grounded approach every so often. Here's the walk-up throw, chiropractor standing heavy kick.
Ooh, a side kick.
Yeah.
But here we go. Let's see if this combo doesn't drop this time. There you go. Gets the DP follow-up. Doesn't go for the full V trigger, so he has saved it a little bit here. Oh. Too far away. Yeah, she doesn't go that far.
Does it again get outside that corner position? Still though, gotta be careful. A lot of gray life.
Oh, he tried to go for the throw because last time went for the.
Como que dice.
Nice jump back from Ren.
Careful those fireballs. Get too close. Punishable. Dive kick.
I think Cammy was plus on that EX dive kick, but Ren going for the DP. He still has his trigger, by the way.
No, madre. Ren no tiene auspiciadores. Braveri tampoco tiene auspiciadores. Hay gente que maneja su billete y solo se auspicia, pues, ¿no?
And again, at the end of the first round, remember, he did the crouching medium kick fireball. He didn't have the trigger to extend that. The last round, he did. So it's probably the reason why he decided not to go for the full powered up V-trigger the first time, this time.
Luis Enrique Cantor Tircio, gracias por el like, bienvenido. Puta, doble agarre en esquina. Mira cómo sale con el pokeo y con el short que castiga muy bien con él, activando el B-Trigger. Mira, lo está respetando, sabe que va a hacer ese Canon Strike en el aire. Cuidado. No estoy diciendo. Puta, weón, estoy diciendo que va a hacer eso. Golpe de mediano, Canon Strike. Lo que hizo. No, mira cómo se conchude este pendejo. Blaberry, no. En la cara. Lo va a chipear, tiene que chipearlo. Uy, no. Iba a chipearlo, tenía que chipear. Uppercut. Se viene la pelea de Willy, muchachos.
I like the fact that, he's a lot more grounded with his approach. He's better, if he gets challenged and checked with the dive kicks, he takes off the table for a little bit. Maybe not always so often, but enough where it's hold up. The Seth.
Wait up.
Puta, le cambió. Ay, no.
I feel like Singapore definitely had a lot of sets with the likes of, dang near everyone. Sheehan obviously popularized that character. I do remember Bravery playing this character for a little bit. And I've seen him kind of go back and forth on Finn a while ago.
Yeah, this set is not in my notes. I'll tell you that right now.
Yo, Brent, you feeling the type of way. I like that. I like that energy. Let's go.
Plus frames on that heavy spin kick.
Después de esta pelea se viene la pelea de Willy Falcon, grupo E.
obviously spacing it out just to keep yourself safe. A little too far right there. Here go Ren is going to get the combo over here. Bravery gets out there. Nice confirm. He saw the hit, so he didn't actually he didn't have the meter. He just went raw in for that crouching heavy punch. Never mind. He did it again.
Oh my God.
You are a madman.
Absolute demon right here. Could get punished and killed for it. Now it's caught for the corner. And you see the V trigger one. No mix with it. Just hit head.
Gonna save a little bit of that. Oh no! I think Red tried to walk under, but then on the drop combo.
What's going on?
But Bravery is gonna get it. He's gonna be able to seal this off. Okay.
I look back, but it looked like Red just kind of stopped playing there for a little bit. Maybe thought the combo was coming, but either way, Bravery takes a round.
All right. So the set pick working. Beautiful DP. Minus frames right there.
Inconsistency. Wasn't able to get the second hit of the medium kick. Unfortunate. Caught in the corner, no cross up DP. Ren has him in the corner. Can he keep him there?
Second time, Ren has just jumped out of the corner. Yeah, he tried to punish there a little too far. Like you said, that 4-frame reach right there.
Spaced it out correctly. No anti here from Ren. Bravery small and fly.
Se viene, muchachos, se viene la pelea de Willy Falcon contra... No, se viene el grupo E. No... Shinji Ryuket no confirma. ¡No! Se asegura con la crítica dar para poder matarlo a Ren.
Dude, can we turn this to an all-CN match?
Weird.
We're gonna go with the Ibuki.
Oh, man.
¿Quién ganará la CPT, no? ¿Quién se la llevará?
Probably be a bad choice because Bravery probably played against CN a bunch of times.
A million times.
Yeah, so I would stick with the Ken if I was Ren at this point.
¿Quién se llevará la CPT?
Big, massive error right there, but
right.
Mistakes. Like we said, those mistakes. Oh no!
Yeah, it's not a matchup thing. It's a nerves thing. It's a drops on Ren's side of things.
I have experienced that so many times where you see that situation and your brain decides to do 3 different things.
Puta, buen Shoryuken tratando de presionarlo, sale la presión con esa jugada. Mira cómo se rega con ese B-reversal, buen castigo. Comienza el soneo, entra con el tag, se lo manda a la esquina. Golpe neutral. Buen Shoryuken en esquina, el overhead, no llega a confirmar. Activando el V-Trigger, levantadeira. ¡Ay! Hermosa jugada, lo cambia al corner. ¡Cuidado! No puede venir, señores. Sigue presionando, bota con ese... ¡Uy! Casi nos puede castigar por atrás. Bota con ese B-reversal. ¡No! No chipea. Vamos, 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 si se puede. Esto es match point, señores, para Ren, no puede castigarlo, manda a la esquina, lo bota con ese B-reversa, entra con todo nuevamente, él siente la patada, señores. Vamos, en la esquina, gancho, no, Fentrack con agarre, cuidado, no lo va a dejar salir a Ren en la esquina, entra con el Traction X, lo castiga muy bien, y con la uña le mete el Shoryuken. Fue la presión, se capaz con esa presión es verdad, se quiso hacer la barrida, ¡no! Ahora sí, la tiene de piso, señores. Cambia de lado, no le quita poder a Ken, ¡no! Esto es match point para los dos. Buena reacción, señores y señoras. Buena reacción. Golpe neutral. Presionándolo muy bien. ¡No! Tremendo DP. Lo manda a la esquina. El antiaéreo. Reaction buena, señores. Buena jugada de Bravery, señores. El Shoryuken. Buen reverso. Hace la presión con ese backdash. Del Shoryuken. Nuevamente le tiene respetos. Le tiene respeto. Lo puede castigar. Sale la presión con ese backdash. Con este... De huevón. Tú puedes. Si se puede, lo vuelve a castigar, lo tiene en la esquina, el golpe neutral, sigue el spammer, pokea abajo, no tiene que ir a buscarlo, no tiene que ir a matarlo, si no hace la presión con ese bichín, lo tiene, señores, escapa en la presión con ese throw escape, mira, por abajo, ¡no! Shoryuken, señores, lo bota con ese B-reversal, no, qué conchudo, ¿cómo chucha está en esa caja? Esta caja no puede ser tan conchuda de saber que... Puta, huevón, ¿cómo chucha vas a pensar que va a tener esta caja para poder castigar, huevón? No seas malo. La gente está mirando. No, pero no seas aburrido. Mira, está jugando ahí el demo. No, pues se conchudió. Pues, ¿cómo va a pensar que esa. Puta, va a llegar hasta la esquina, weón. No, se debe lamentar. ¿Cómo va a hacer eso? Así es, pues, muchachos. Así es.
Is coming through with an aerial approach too as well. It baits out the DPs continuously, making Ren maybe more pensive to anti-air like that. But however, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had a set like that still. I was not familiar with your game. My bad. Bravery still wasn't too bad with the Cammy, but I feel like when he switched the set, it just flipped the switch in his mind.
Right. And again, I apologize to all the Singapore players out there. I'm sounding so sad for Ren over here. Obviously, really happy for Bravery here, but again, it's just we're in that position, of course, where Ren from South Africa is the first time we got an African player in CBT. Very exciting here. I mean, you guys got an Evo champion, Cien already. Whatever. You've already tasted victory, Singapore. No, I'm just kidding.
But we will see more of Ren as the days go on too as well. But Bravery, off to a fantastic start out here, getting a W against Ren. I do feel like once again, as the nerves shake off, as they start to understand where they're at and understand the gravity of the situation even more so, I think the games will be even tighter and we'll see less drops coming through. But right now, in Blizzard, sitting in the winner's side, ending Walker.
Loser
side, concerning points.
Yeah.
Blizzard has, 2 and ending Walker only with 1, but that does not tell the tale of the tapes. Ending Walker could just come through in the clutch. I mean, he might win every single match, and same with Blizzard, though.
Yeah, for sure. Ending Walker right now, if you talk to anybody filling out their little, prediction charts and stuff like that, Ending Walker's probably, a lot of people probably have him coming out of this at 4-0, at 5-0, I'm sorry, but exactly. But, again, we've got a long way to go for that, and so for this tournament. But what you should do during, all of the breaks over here, you should be taking a picture of that QR code right there on your screen right now so you can download Street Fighter Duel, the new officially licensed Street Fighter mobile game. It is coming February 23rd. I've already downloaded. You can pre-download it on your phone right now, and then you will be able to get yourself a bunch of extra rewards like extra characters, gems, and more. There's over 40 characters in this game, and there's going to be a lot of story over here. With all the fighters going up against the Shadaloo organization. It's got to be some new costumes as well. So visit the website StreetFighterDuelGame.com for more details on how you can pre-register, or like I said, just take a picture of that QR code that you saw on your screen over there to get yourself into the game, into Street Fighter Duel.
Ahora sí, se viene.
Capcom Cup.
Se viene el grupo, Grupo E. Unos comerciales y volvemos. Bueno, muchachos, unos comerciales y volvemos, Vuelve. Chao. Vuelve en 5 minutos.
He was obsessed, you see, with finding an appropriate vessel for this power.
Showtime, baby! Fight with all your heart.
An honor, to be sure.
Where are you going? Let us begin. No. One more.
Meaningless effort.
Have you tried?
Fighter 6.
You won't be disappointed. If these two don't give me what I want, I may have to come in there and bust them up myself. Amazing awareness there. She makes Dangerous look so good. Gotta remember, a cornered animal is the most dangerous. Oh wow, someone just got turned into a hashtag. You call, I answer. This is where things are gonna get very interesting. Making him sweat with these shurikens. We live for these kind of fights. They got the advantage. Gotta start cooking here. That's what happens when you have an irresistible force meeting an immovable object. Time for some good old violence. This is how you stay limber. You gotta crack every last limb. What in the world did we witness? That was unbelievable!
And Vega pass first, you said?
Yeah.
What's up this way? Like forward or like in? Good.
Fast cars,
Mmm.
bright lights,
Ya, ahí está.
fame, Hollywood. This city has it all.
Se viene Willy Falcón. Se viene Willy, la pelea de Willy Falcón.
Of Capcom Cup. Thousands of players from around the world competed, but only the very best from each region made their way to the bright lights of Hollywood, California. Most people would have been blinded by this spotlight, but these players are different.
Just a kid!
Their vision remained clear, to write their name among the stars, to win a life-changing amount of money, and most importantly, to be crowned champion. The world is here, and the world is watching. It's showtime.
Capcom Cup.
But not of Rob TV, apparently. Yes, indeed. They wanted you to bring it in.
Puta, ahorita es temprano en Estados Unidos, ¿ah?
This is my first shift. You get a beautiful look at my hometown crowd, Los Angeles.
Para el grupo E, se viene la pelea de Willy Falcon. Se viene la pelea de Willy Falcon, señores. Apoyen, apoyen, muchachos.
I'm super stoked to have you with me, man. I know you always do the prep. This guy
Vamos, 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 vamos.
He has actual notes specifically to the moments in YouTube videos where things happen. It was awesome.
You already know. You already know how we get our work done.
We're taking this stuff seriously. You know, we have players here who are taking it extremely seriously. It would not be right if we didn't do the same thing. For this next coming block that we have a very international crew that we're going to get a chance to...
Ahí está, señores. Se viene. Ahora sí, ahora sí. Ahora sí, señores. Willy Falcon.
From Spain. W Falcon from Peru. We have Magnigo
From Peru. From Peru, huevón.
We have Kalmal 09 from Bulgaria, and then rounding it out, ROF from Australia.
From Peru, señores y señoras.
This is the group elite. That is what the E stands for, baby. NL in the building. He's going to be one of our first participants.
Vamos, 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 vamos.
Group, right? NL been holding it down on the Luke. He's
Vamos.
business, always been about the best character in the game, right?
Yeah.
Has been no bones about it. Was a Cammy player for a long time during her reign of terror. While on the other side, we have a specialist, a Vega Patch. I was talking to Jammers a little bit. He was like, bro, there's more specialists in this tournament than players who are top-tier enthusiasts, you know what I'm saying? And Vega Patch is one of those. And I think players like him, like Mono, that have specialized in Fong over the course of this game's lifespan, I mean, they've really...
Se viene, Willy, Falcon.
The correct answers in so many of these awkward situations that...
¿Qué más quieren? ¿Qué más quieren, muchachos?
That character is in such a cool spot, talking about Fong specifically. He is in a stronger spot, obviously strong enough that Mono could win CEO, but he's in a strong spot. Not
Puta, huevón, Mono Perry. Este concha su madre, juega de la puta madre, huevón.
And you're going to see that over the course of this week as we have 3 different Fong players. Here's the first one. You're going to see people who are...
Vamos, Willy, vamos.
Ready for the right moment. And you're going to see folks who like to do stuff.
Indeed, Charles Morty as well, our third Fong.
Absolutely right, but Vega Patch, I would say, is on the second side.
Mono PR. No, ¿qué va a hacer Mono PR, weón? No. Vega Patch. ¿Por qué todos juegan con Luke, concha su madre? Qué chucha, weón, que no tienen malas con juegos con tu personaje. Pero bueno, gente, así estamos, así estamos.
100%. There's definitely players that pick these top tier characters, and because the character is strong and they are fundamentally good, they go
presionando con la muy abajo con la patada, entra con el Río Venda, Nish Q. Por abajo spameando, señores, esperando que entre la zona de juego, pero no lo va a permitir. ¡No! Él entra en la esquina, no, no puede ser. ¡No! ¡Ay! Está mal, weón. ¿Qué tal presión, señores? Después de esta pelea se viene la de Willy Falcon. Wey, compartan, muchachos, la transmisión. Se puede, sí se puede. ¡No! En la esquina, no llega a presionar. Por abajo, señores, comienza el spameo, el pokeo. Nuevamente el golpe del medio. Levantadeira. Reaction, señores. Cuidado. ¡Ay, tremendo cross! Buena confirmación. No, estuneado, puta, qué difícil. Ahí está. Ay. Nick Q. Uy, no. Sigue la presión. Oh, buen reversal con el bolsillo, sino activando el B-Trigger. Castiga por el golpe medio. ¡Oh, tremendo backdash! ¡Oh! ¡Puta madre! Mira cómo le entra, weón. Después de esto se viene Willy Falcon. Vamos, vamos.
He really just lost it in a sequence at the end. So honestly, this is closer than that 1-0 victory leads you to believe.
I think that's right, yeah.
Gracias por compartir, Marco Miranda. Gracias.
Again, I really think strongly of this character.
Are strong.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, David.
Yeah, he's good.
Vamos. Vamos. Comienza el soneo. Cuidado, el lente aéreo. Ay. Recuerden que después de esta pelea se viene la de Willy Falcon. Tendré que buscar a veces por el aire. ¡Oh! Quiso escaparse con ese backdash. ¡No! ¡Ay! En la esquina. ¡Vamos! Puta, esa patada, huevón, me dio al fin. ¡Ay, cómo mierda! Va a quedar en positivo esa mierda. Pero bueno, uy, no. Puta, que no. Estoy que contar con ese reversa, no le sirve de mucho. El pokeo abajo. Match point. Puta, no puede. Vamos, vamos. Very good, very good. Estuneado, señores, no se queda atrás. Vamos, Vega Pancho, puede. ¡Oh! ¡Oh! Puta, la vieja confiable, tremendo. DP, pero no. NL es de Corea, creo, y Vega Punch creo que es de Europa. Vega Punch. Javier Yagami. ¿Qué tal, Javier? ¿Cómo estás, amiguito? Pronto veremos con los retos de Cofa. Ya que va el cross, puta, ahí vamos a estar con todo, vamos a estar con todo, apoyando. No puede ser. No, no, la Voltis de Fang. Recuerden que Fang es un top tier, personaje. Ay, buen reverse. Mira, un top tier con un top tier. A ver, ¿qué piensan, muchachos? Todo depende de la mano. Ahí está. ¡No! ¡Soñaron! ¡No! ¡Ay, no! ¡La madre! Se viene Willy Falcon, se viene de Willy Falcon. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Madrid, España. Ah, Madrid, España, pues hombre. Los hombres de España, no sabía que los españoles jugaban bastante, pero están ahí, la GPT. Vega Punch. Se viene Willy Falcon, muchachos, se viene Willy Falcon. Ahí está. Vamos. Hay que apoyar, muchachos, hay que apoyar. Apoyen, muchachos, apoyen, sea mi canal, en cualquier canal, igualito, muchachos. Tenemos que Perú darle esas buenas vibras. Tiene que entrar al top 16. Al top 16.
So if I'm Vega Patch, I definitely don't think too sour about myself after that set. I thought he played well. It was just end out. One of the most elite players in the game, and he made the correct choice just a couple more times than Vega Patch did.
Recuerda que activó el Discord abajo, muchachos. Ahí está la parte final de los comentarios. Para que ustedes puedan. Se ve la pelea de Willy Falcon. Muchachos, compartan. Ahí está la parte final de los comentarios. Pueden entrar al Discord, completamente free todo.
Are working as hard as they possibly can. They're going up against elite level competition. They're playing against other scumbag characters that are really hard to deal with. So why not give yourself the best chance? I love NL's skill. I love how he approaches the game.
Vamos.
Group elite. I think that's right. Coming up next, we're moving on here as we again have quite an international group on our hands. But we're going home for one of them with Magnegro on the left, W Falcon on the right. We're looking for this to be
Willy Falcon, weón. Puta madre, weón.
Let me tell you about footsies. Some of these players here, all right?
Let me hear it, David.
You know, I've had a chance to play against a bunch of these guys, just casually on my own. And they're all, it's just a question of, you know, how much...
Vamos, Willy, vamos. Vamos, Willy, si se puede, concha su madre.
He is extremely precise with where he stands. His hit confirms, single hit confirms are extremely strong.
Vamos, Willy, vamos, Willy.
Just very consistently into fantastic Oki. Excellent mix-ups as well. So, you know, somebody who I have a little bit more personal experience against and can really talk up big time. Not quite as much for W Falcon.
Vamos, Willy.
You know, coming out of South America from the World Warrior program, I think there's a lot of strength there as well.
Yeah, most definitely on the set as well. Always a character that's dangerous, always going to be a
vamos, Willy.
Character, right? And I think Magnegro, he's really going to try to make sure that doesn't even
vamos.
With birdies,
vamos, Willy.
He's really going to try to make set pay as much with their life as possible on the
Vamos, Willy, vamos.
We'll see how good Magnegro's defense is. Now, just to reiterate some of your points about Magnegro, he's been in the scene as long as I have, like, known about the scene. You know what I mean? Like, he is a veteran of the game. I think he played four previously. I was going to say, right? Yeah. So he's been around the block, and you can really tell how much he's honed those footsies. He is at a level 10 when it comes to the high level.
Vamos.
That's a good crowd.
Vamos, Willy, tú puedes. Vamos, dale.
And for my money, I feel like, again, I think that NL is probably the favorite here in the pool.
Puta madre, weón.
Personally, I think the second place is
Vamos, Willy.
And I'm really interested in that Magnegro versus NL head-to-head, just because I think Birdie is pretty decent up against Luke when it comes to the footsie game, and considering how good Magnegro is at that just fundamentally, I would like to see them. But he's got to go through Falcon first.
Exactly.
And he's got the set on deck, V-Trigger 2, V-Skill 2 as well.
You see what I'm talking about? 3 seconds.
Vamos, sí se puede, señores. Ahí lo busqué ahí, cuando convierte Magnegro contra Willy Falcon. Sigue la presión, señores. Ahí está, quedándolo de dar, señores. Mete tremenda patada de Macota Gol con el golpe medio. Ahí está con el taxo. Siendo menos frito, Willy Falcón. Al borde del Stone. Tú puedes, Willy. Tú puedes, papá. No capaz de presión, señores. Tú eres mejor que él. Ahí está, Rita. Haciendo tremendo Willy Nelson. Lo vas a tunear, señores. No chulea, Willy Falcón, señores. Le hace los poros en la esquina. ¿Qué tal jugando? ¡Vamos! Willy Falcon, el tuneado al borde, señores, lo presiona, ahí sale con el hit pull, veloz suficiente para contrarrestar a Willy Falcon, señores, sí señores, lo más que matar, corre, tienes que cuidado, un solo golpe, está ahí, imagínate que es saltante de Perú, vamos, cuidado, está coqueando, pura abajo, pura arriba, ay, buena. Vamos, Willy Falcon, señores, tremenda pacada de Makoto, comienza a spamearlo arriba y abajo, lo está mirando, lo está esperando entrar, señores, intentando meterle contra el hit, porque Brando contra el chico, ahí está con el Chimi, ahí está, entra con todo, intentando entrarle, señores, el hitball puede castigar, señores, no, lo manda a la esquina, buena pirra de derecha, buena de Willy Falcon, ahí está con el taxo en medio, sigue spameando. Bueno, el aéreo no le sirve de mucho, pero está encontrando en la esquina. Si se puede, Willy Falcon. Por abajo, lanza la bolita. Imagínate que es al de Perú, el overhead, lo bota con ese reversa, tremenda jugada. Bien entrando, esa patada, casi lo castiga. El antiaéreo no puede ser. Sigue. ¡Ay, no! Lo manda en la esquina. Cuidado con el spameo. No, por abajo, por arriba, con un grande, por arriba, lanza la vuelta nuevamente, carga, tiene la barra. Willy Falcon, señores, lo puede castigar con el crítico, no quiso gastar la barra. Todavía falta un round. Todavía nada está dicho. No puede ser. Ay. Lo pudo haber castigado Willy Falcon. Ay. Tremendo antiaéreo, golpe neutral. Pero de pokearle a Willy Falcon, lo está respetando. Tienes que entrarle a Willy Falcon sin miedo al éxito. Ahí está con la patada media. Mira cómo lo mira. Ahí está, spameándolo. O neutral, si le puedes entrar, Willy. Buena entrada, señores. Lo manda de la esquina Willy Falcon. Cuidado con el Chimi. Ahí está el touch. Intentando hacer el counter hit por atrás. Castigo. Todavía les ha dicho, señores, Willy Falcon sobre el piscinazo. Cuidado con el dash, cuidado con el overhead, que se puede venir cuando hacer el counter hit. Todavía estará. Ahí está, puede jugar Willy Falcon. En la esquina, hitbull, castigado. ¡Oh! Demasiado lejos para poder castigar la bolita. Trata de meter el overhead. Lo bota con ese revés. Métele critical, papá, para que pueda matarlo. Ay, bueno, no, deja el borde. ¡Oh! Lo mató Willy Falcon, señores y señoras. ¡Qué tremenda jugada! ¡Váyanse a la mierda todos! ¡Váyanse a la mierda, huevón! Acá está Willy Falcon, señores. Nada que envidiar a otros países. ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos, Perú, si se puede! No me importa que me estén mirando 2 personas, huevón, que estamos con Perú. Cuidado con el antiaéreo, cuidado. Intentó hacer el antiaéreo Willy Falcon. Buena presión con 3 hits. Sigue. Vamos. Activando la bolita. Willy Falcon. Muy bien, Willy Falcon. Lo manda a la esquina. Lo tienes. Buena cantidad de blanco en la mitad del día. Sin miedo a Willy Falcon. Ahí está, esperándose en la esquina. No tienes que intimidarte. Imagínate que sale de Perú. Lanza el hitbull, lanza la bolita. El globito. Está para cualquiera. No puedes hacer eso. Tienes que entrarle, Willy Falcon. Cuidado, tienes activando el hit pull. Cuidado, el Trigger 2. Tienes que cuidar con el Chosicano que se puede ir en cualquier momento. Vamos. No, cuidado, spameando. Entra con el dash. Tienes que tener cuidado, Willy Falcon. ¡No! Dale, loco, command grab.
The crouch heavy kick. Always good option from Seth, man. He is really utilizing the flip kick super well.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, no, but 2 errors.
¡No! Demasiado lento para poder castigar a Willy Falk con lance de movimiento. Cuidado, tiene que tener en cuenta que es un espectador. Se va con todo Willy Falcon. Comienza. Al borde del stun, señores y señores. Tiene que comer y el chasicanazo. El hit bull al borde del stun. Cuidado. Tiene que ser. ¡No! El agarre. Tiene que alejarte, Willy Falcon. Puedes activar la bolita. Ahora sí, mándalo. Willy Falcon, tienes que presionarlo. El pokeo. No quiere ver el front trap. Por agarrar, señores y señoras. El juego neutral. Solamente le falta un round, señores, para que pueda ejecutar. Se está respetando el pokeo abajo. Cuida con el Fuxi. ¡Oh! Bien. Let's go. Vamos. Okay.
Into the roundhouse spin each time.
Oh, huge jump in from Magneto.
Seth cannot afford that.
Sí se puede, señores. Estudia con el anterior, recuerda. ¡Oh! En la esquina, Willy Falcon, señores. Lo bota con ese reversal Birdie. Nuevamente el suicidio con activando el critical. Buena derecha, señores. Lo vamos a mandar en la esquina. Uy, Patari, Bookie Next. Ahora sí se puede, señores. Intentó hacerlo el anterior. El juego de los Fuxis lo está respetando. El Hit Bull Next, señores. Lanza la gomita para poder castigar. Mientras tanto, Willy Falcon esperando el modificador. No te desesperes, Willy Falcon. Sí puedes entrarle con todo. Cuidado, señores. No puede ser. No. Ahí está. Después, solamente un toque, Willy Falcon. Mándale un toque. Ahí está. Vamos. Sí se puede. Solamente un Bien, Willy Falcon. Bien, carajo. Váyanse a la mierda todos. Bien, concha su madre. Su madre. Bien, concha su madre. Buena. Bien, carajo, bien. Bien, mierda, bien. Vamos.
Earlier on, that was really
bien, concha su madre, bien. Claro, te causa, mira, al dente. Yo dije, imagínate que eres al dente. Oh. Bien, concha su madre, bien. Magnegro. Bien, carajo, bien. Bien, de la puta madre, bien. Así de simple, muchachos, ¿ah?
Really was impressed by both players, honestly, but Magneto falling just a bit short. However, W Falcon clean all throughout the set.
Coming up next, we are gonna have Kalmal.
Bien, carajo, bien.
So ROF here from Australia. He has a countryman here, and Kalmal does not. Kalmal here from Bulgaria, setting up his keyboard, as you can see.
Oh man!
I just want to call this out because it's a topic of conversation in the FGC over the past several years.
Ahí está, mi causa.
What's your input device, right?
Yes.
It's no longer the case, and for a long time, it's not been the case that we're all stick players.
Yeah.
It was pad players, then it was hitbox players. Nowadays, it's like whatever you want.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting more creative. We all have different bodies. We all have different ergonomics. I play on my own personally designed thing that I can separate into 2 halves. That I call the split box. So we just all have our own different takes, and I think that's really how it should be. There's no need for us all to play the same stuff. It's not the arcade days anymore.
No, it's
right?
not.
We're all doing our own thing. I think we should really be better about paying attention to our own bodies and what we prefer.
Absolutely. I think that he nailed it right on the head.
Bien,
And as
concha
an
su
09
madre,
guy got
bien.
into the scene, that was still very much the arcade stick prevalent days, right? Like, it was like kind of a myth when you first got in that, like, if you wanted to be good, you had to go get a fight stick, right? That was definitely something you heard from the lower level gremlins.
I'm sure I said that back in the day too. You know, we were all like that at the time.
Exactly, right? And you know,
Exactly.
there's still merits to learning stick. I mean, with it, arcades aren't as, you know, prevalent as they once were, but it's very important. However, Kamal is playing on that keyboard, very impressive.
Keyboard.
To me, that's the first hitbox, bro. You go back to the
100%.
Kylera days,
Yeah.
people were playing on keyboard. It's real cool to see people still with that peripheral, and we got him on the edge, going up against ROF on the birdie, qualified from the World Warrior event on the Oceania region.
Yeah, we saw Kamal play both Ed and Sagat in World Warrior and other events. And for ROF,
Vamos.
In watching him play,
Vamos.
this is somebody else who I feel plays with big confidence. He's not somebody who cracks. He makes big reads. He's willing to take those risks. And again, you know, one of the things I like about this game right now is that I feel many of the different characters can be played in quite different ways. So we just saw a birdie in the last match. That was a birdie that's very focused on footsies. He wants to be playing that neutral game up close, right? He'd play the mix-ups. We saw that, right? That's obviously part of the character too. But when I think of ROF, I think of more about he is getting in. And he's doing the thing to try to get up close and make the big bet. And you know, it oftentimes works out. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's the style, and he's comfortable with that.
Yeah, and I love, personally, that's the more style I lean to, right? I really like the aggression. I really like the confidence and the reads and the wrists to kind of just open up your opponent and get them to crack mentally, and that's what we're hoping to see from ROF here. Always got to be wary up against players like that when they get their first meter, right? The EX Dolphin dive might be a way to get in quickly. But yeah, man, it is going to be a good one. On the other side, I think Ed could present Birdie some decent problems. I think Flicker is something that's going to shut down a lot of what Birdie wants to do with that range. That's just me.
Este one se parece a... Rob se parece a Brian F, ¿no? Igualito. Vuelva año. Teclado.
Ed presents almost among the most options that you need to consider. He is so strong at making the mental stack of his opponent high. It's Flicker that you're paying attention to, but he's got V-Skill 1, you're thinking about the V-Skill. Also, you're thinking about the charge spheres, you're thinking about the fireball or the fireball fake, right? Like, he's just got so many different things going on.
And I think what's cool about him, like, really overwhelming the mental stack of his opponent, is that as a player of the character, you are not that stressed out, right? Like the flicker, the anti-airs with the double buttons, no motion involved. Like, it really leads you to believe there's less mental stack on the player itself. So that type of character, when you think about it that way, it's kind of obvious why he's so successful, right? Yeah. Like, especially with the Flicker EX extension, like, that's all he really needed. And then these players that are playing him at a high level and have really developed these game plans that are so safe, so precise.
¿Qué pasa?
These players that make them take risks. It's not an easy time.
Ahí está.
I also just wanted to talk about, you know, of course, we were spending time watching all these players' qualification matches just to be up on things. The match that ROF won his qualifier in with literally 1 second left in the grand finals reset was ridiculous. So again, I'm telling you, this is a guy who he doesn't crack. Like, he's there.
I like
he's gonna keep his head in the game.
One of the ice sweaters, huh? Got those veins at 30 below zero. That's what I want to see. That's where you need them here at Capcom Cup more than any place. Because honestly, I've been watching all the matches today, right? We've seen a lot of drops, uncharacteristic drops, people having the nerves get to them, and just in general, you can tell the bright lights are affecting people in ways that they're not used to.
That V-Skill 1, establishing it right away. Just a couple different timings on that. You need to account for both. They're reactable if you're a genius.
Yeah, exactly right.
But again, there's a lot going on that the character has. We didn't even talk about the excellent normals that the character has too.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's so many things, like that Soba right there, the flip kick. Having the throw-in bowl properties as well as just being a long-range option. Can low crush some of the moves that you're trying to poke with, some of the crouch moves. Oh, he tried it again right there, right? Definitely, oh, again, trying a lot of those with the airborne property. As we said, even when you hit him out of it, he kind of texts, and your next buffer isn't going to go the way you planned.
Interesting way to get into V-Trigger 2 at that range. Okay, the button out, he was right about the timing.
Oh, yeah, just caught him low right there. ROF maybe wanting to get some distance. You nice and intimate with this one. Staying alive due to the birdie health. Not even going for a tick, though, just trying to stay clean with the pressure. Oh, and a way to dodge the can. Try to get the instant overhead on the jump back. ROF, though, firmly planted on the ground. He actually pops off himself.
This is actually one hit away.
He has a real chance here. Command grab? No, just regular throw. Very smart. Less of a risk. Still enough damage to get the kill.
Very interesting interactions there on both sides.
Yeah.
Starting out looking for crush, and he's right.
He was looking for that all last round. He got hit out of it a couple of times. Not abandoning that strat. Reading the EX as well.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I love that though. You pop off after that, actually throws him out of the EX there as well.
Yeah, you got armor, man. That busts right through it.
Yeah, that was wild.
No, the solution's to can, but not right there.
Yeah, I really like the idea of the anti-air to avoid the can. But ROF does a really good spacing to jump back, as you saw the follow-up not connecting. Ooh, stuffs his charge fierce, it looked like.
So here comes Trigger 2. No view reversal or view shift to think about.
You have guard, Crush City. All day, every day, really just...
Puta, el premio es casi como $5,000, creo. $5,000. $150,000 repartidos, ¿ah? Creo 250,000.
Give me a new costume.
It's a nice response to the EX Bull right there. Don't have to worry about the spacing trap. Here's Calm all over.
So good. That's what we talked about, right? The low crush properties of that move as well. The stand roundhouse from Ed.
No, the can, no, to the rescue.
Finally. Caring about the environment, finally paying off. Ooh! You can tell ROF very used to people pressing after that pushback and them not being used to where they're at.
It's definitely minus, but the pushback is so awkward on it.
Yeah, he was very much ready for Kalmal to whiff a button right there. Oh, not ready for that though, right in the gut. Mans was doubling over, corner carry.
Into nothing, into patience. Looking for Ed to get over it again. This time Kalmal was patient. I like the variation.
Yeah, most definitely. We're in the corner again. Guard break. Let me get them plus frames, fam.
Sí.
And Super's ready to go for Kalmal. He's dangerous.
Indeed. Oh, he tried to cancel with that last bit. Good anti-air again. Not popping off afterwards. I thought the EX was coming.
Maybe a bit of a freeze there for Kalmal.
Se imaginó que...
A little bit. You see these feints. The charge fierce not going all the way through. Ooh.
Into nothing.
Yeah, just
a couple of opportunities.
Kalmal definitely could have got a whiff punish off here, but just so scary in the heat of the moment. The pressure is up right now. Both players could die at any moment.
Oh, into roundhouse of all buttons.
Wow.
Talk about taking your turn. I'm telling you, he doesn't crack. Look at this guy. Game 1 goes to ROF.
The point blank big boo. Just one of those buttons that has enough startup to give your opponent some time to press their own option, and then not enough startup to actually beat the move though, you know? So really good decision from ROF right there. One that sends a message as well. You're not gonna like losing like that, trust me. Oh, and stuffs that with the chain. I don't care about your psycho power. Ooh, I don't care about your anti-air.
Yeah. And so a bit of offense for Kalmal exploded.
Exploded.
And the can yet again.
We're getting close. Oh, trying to bait out, but he didn't have the EX meter. He was trying to bait out a V reversal.
This time getting out of there.
Lots of V shifts today as well. You can tell the pressure's on. People have been looking at V shift out of a lot of strike throw scenarios.
Tried it. Safety's there.
Throw immediately. Smart decision from Kalmal. Taking the minus frames. Jumping out of that one, but the back jump not going to net him a punish like he would have liked. Oh,
over it again. Yeah, very nice. And then right back into the flicker.
1, 2, 3. Count with me.
It is minus, but it's so fast.
So good. So fast. Such great range on it.
ROF trying to walk in.
I like that. The way he established the crouch normal range, and now we get the command throw game.
Vamos,
Again,
vamos.
please. Oh, that would have been bad. So good that you did normal throw.
Kalmal at big risk.
Oh.
He waited. And he was right, and the activation's correct as well. He's got a...
Yeah, Kalmal's rocking and rolling. Has the corner himself now just after having his back to it. Very smart. Not too much V-trigger left, but he's going to make the last bit of it count. Nice. EX gets him out, but not for a free punish. The flicker as well. Sometimes it's weird to punish that move, right? Because
oh, no!
Not like this. ROF going to get another chance. It's Kalmal leaving some big damage on the table.
¡Yujú! 1, 2, 3.
Trying to hit confirm there as ROF, but he still has another chain. Tried it again, hoping for any buttons in between.
Yeah, he just wants Kalmal to get impatient. press something. Oh, good thing. He was able to cancel it in time before the anti-air found the toe. Can and jumped over. All these overheads have been blocked. Calm all those keyboard reactions.
Recuerde que a las 9 tenemos la pelea de Dark Demon contra Cry de Chile, ¿eh? A las 9, a las 9.
Into nothing. We had seen Flicker almost every time after that.
Oh,
you know, he did wait. He did wait.
Wow.
Let me tell you about a secret strength of that move is that it's so slow.
Yeah.
That EX right there, you think as the offensive player right there, you press the button, you hold back with the timing, that means that you'll block most reversals.
Exactly.
But that one's so slow, you think, okay, I'm not blocking, it's time for the second button. It's not time yet.
Yeah. The better you are, the better that DP works against you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people have that, right, where they're not reacting visually, but they know the timing so well that they're just kind of automatically inputting it. That DP throws off so much of that timing.
So Kalmal evens it up 1-1. His jump spacing has been awesome, actually. He's gotten over 3 crouching strongs.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Not an easy button to defeat from the sky. Ooh, but ROF popping off right here. It's time to be on the defensive. He's going to let that stun bar drain a little bit. But maybe not for long. Kalmal already finds the corner, but what a playing choice. This man heavy kick. My man knows his spacing really well.
Kalmal played safe.
Come on, baby.
Activate. Not so easy. Command grab from ROF's gonna put him at match point.
You ain't going nowhere. Got you for 7 hits. Kalmal now back against the ROF. Set point.
Hey.
Sending him to the skies right here. Gets the proper follow-up as well. Good corner carry, double dash to stay in that ass.
Can it up. He has each time. Trying to armor through, not quite there. That can, as you can see, does not do very much damage. Oh! That roundhouse this time was too big of a turn.
I was going to say the big boot. Oh, there we go. The cross strong made it, right? Kalmal's really found success at cross-up jump range from that. So as he stays in front of ROF, gets a consistent anti-air for once. Oh, tried to wrap his arms around him. Kalmal gonna have none of that, fam. DMs are closed. Again, the
huge
big
life lead to get it.
He wants it, right? Yeah. That's why he was going for the Hail Marys, right? He was looking for the big hits because, as you said, the life deficit was so heavy. And just the type of player ROF is, he wants that big hit. He wants that momentum shift.
Final round.
The neutral jump doesn't get the punish in time, but still finds the counter hit.
He's gonna get pressure here. ROF backs off all the way into the corner. He's out.
Oh, speaking of EX, ROF popping up with his own, establishing the can. Oh, I thought he was going to look for the command grab again as he inched closer. Oh, what a way to stop that attempt.
Kalmal just trying to stay patient. Yeah. That's exactly what he was looking for right there. Now that they're both spent, it's his turn again. This time ROF blocks.
Creo que está retrasado esta huevada.
Oh, the raw chain. I love that as a way to
Creo que está retrasado esta huevada. Espera. Está retrasado. A ver, claro, está retrasado esta huevada.
Including block, then EXDP for Ed. Just all around the table when it came to different timings and adaptations.
Man, this Ed character is so serious, bro. I'm glad we got some representation for him at Capcom Cup. Of course, Kalmal, the premier Ed of the world, ending Walker in the building as well. Definitely a good time for the character. And of course, you're going to be seeing him in the future as well. Established in the 6. Oh, I love that. Using the airborne properties right there, it looked like the throw was coming out from ROF.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Little flub here, didn't go exactly as he wanted. Ended up being okay for Kalmal, who took that game. There were definitely some big moments where ROF had big damage output. You know, the way, too, that Kalmal handled Can at times, I thought was really impressive. We saw him with the V-trigger over it. We saw him wait and then have the anti-air kick, whatever it's called.
The
kickity kick, I don't know.
Kicks.
As a way to deal with it. He just had a lot of different ideas.
Yeah, we even saw at the end, right, with the banana split right there after the V skill, he canceled it to the V trigger. Like, he used the timing just enough to have to not worry about that. Yeah, I mean, really impressive display from both players. Kalmal, though, definitely on the Ed, and just in general, I think one of my favorites in this group. So I'm glad to see that he's doing well to start it off.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a really interesting set of matches so far. We are going to continue now with W Falcon versus NL. Again, NL looks very strong coming into this. He looked very strong when we saw him earlier versus Vega Patch. And maybe that continues.
Ahí está, listo.
At the same time, Falcon, I thought, played fantastically when it came to his match in versus Magnegro.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Falcon because we were expecting, if you're going to qualify into the Capcom Cup with Seth, obviously the V-Trigger 2 mix-ups are going to be there, right? That's kind of
se viene, señores. Se viene Willy Falcon contra NL. Puta, él se conoce muy bien su personaje. Él juega con el personaje de Luke. La conoce muy bien. Conoce que puede castigar y que no puede castigar a Willy Falcon. Aquí son las clases de inglés. No, aquí son las clases de que tienes que pagar para que entres a una liga. Acá totalmente todo free, ¿eh? Amiguito Giovanni, Mamani. ¿Magnani o Mamani? Ah, no, Magnani. Saludos, saludos. Vamos, Willy, vamos, si se puede, Willy. Vamos, Willy. Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Because you have more prep time. But who knows, you know what I'm saying? There could always be an upset here to start off.
Yeah.
If anything, you probably have Luke practice, right? We heard James talk about it. We heard you talk about it. Everybody coming into this is probably going to have some good Luke practice. So I want to see if Falcon has anything that maybe NL is unfamiliar with in the matchup, right? I'm sure he's played plenty of sets himself. But you always have your own brand of the character.
Se viene, Willy.
What we saw from Falcon in the beginning, utilizing that V skill too from the outside range, could be something different.
Vamos, Willy, tú puedes. Imagínate que es. ¿Quién puede ser? ¿Qué juega con? Imagínate que es Darkman. Ya, por eso te digo todo. Vamos, Willy.
Yeah, exactly right. With the birdie, you kind of need to get past that stuff. Up against the Luke, he's always going to be kind of hovering around that stand fierce, the stand medium punch, the crouch medium.
Sure chance. Vamos. Let's go, Willy. Tú puedes ganar ese Luke. Vamos, Arturo Vildoso, gracias por el like. Vamos, Willy Falcon, señores, comienza la presión ahí con ese golpe medio, comienza a soñar en el... Lanza ese tax. Midiendo. ¡Oh, claro! Willy conoce muy bien ese personaje de Luke. Comienza el soneo, la patada, uy, no puede ser, no manda a la esquina, golpe neutral, nuevamente el golpe medio, ay no, ese Rock le es tuneado, vamos Willy, podrías escoger a Luke si quisiera, buen reversa señores, oh puta madre, por abajo huevón, qué puta, qué conocedor del match este güey. Vamos. Ok.
Tried it again, no. But okay, got something out of it.
Yeah, super solid start from Falcon. Doing the neutral jump instead. They didn't want to heavily commit to what NL might be doing.
¡No!
Seth is hanging out there for a while afterward.
Puta, comienza a soñar. Puta madre, mira cómo lo dashea en él. Activando el trigger. Overhead. No. ¡Ah, bien, Willy! Asegura con el critical, claro. Vamos. Tú el espacio para poder castigar. No lo va a matar, pero le deja... ¡Oh! ¡Lo mató, huevón! ¡Puta, qué mierda, huevón! ¡Lo mató! ¿Qué tal el daño, huevón? Buena, vamos. Si se puede, Willy, si se puede. Imagínate que es Darlan. Vamos. La madre, ahí. Doble agarra, doble. Ahí está, pues. Tacheo. Antiaéreo. Golpe neutral, abajo. Vamos, todavía te falta. No estás muerto todavía. Cambio de lado, lo manda a la esquina. Vamos, si puedes. Actívalo. Vamos. Overhead. No, voy a confirmar. No. Puta madre, huevón, lo voy a castigar. ¡No! Lo quiso absorber, no puede ser. Ay, no.
You know, yeah, the way that Falcon used that right away, like almost instantly, made NL
Perdió. Pero todavía falta un... ¡Ay! Me digo que va a escoger a Luke. Creo que va a escoger a Luke, ¿ah?
We're going back to character select. Are we switching that? Are we off of that now?
That was nasty.
A ver. Luke. Se viene Luke, ¿ah? Luke versus Luke. Luke versus Luke, ¿ah? Se viene Luke versus Luke. No. Ahí está. Piénsalo bien. Piénsalo, Willy. Está pensando. Ay, claro. Sí.
And I mean, as you mentioned, he used it even outside of the range I was expecting him to at the beginning because to counter the fireball. That was really the range he was using it at again right there. So, I mean, a quick recognition from NL. What a way to flip that script.
Vamos.
See if he finds a different space
Oh.
after that.
Oh, and I like that choice from NL.
Vamos.
Using the forward fierce, right? Okay,
Sí se puede, señores. Freezing Rocket. Entrando con todo. Vamos. No.
My goodness, yeah. With the health on set, you got the EX meter on deck. Gonna use it here. Oh,
match point NL.
My goodness, 17-second round, bro.
Second round. Try.
And NL here.
You're so right that he almost goaded Falcon to move forward, and NL knew exactly what was coming up.
That was nasty. Oh, even the spacing trap not working out that time. Not too quick on the buttons. You can see
Vamos.
He definitely has a lot of confidence. After that forward heavy punch was
Sí se puede.
He really thinks all of his choices are correct at this point.
He should.
Claro. Buen neutral, esperando que entre la zona de juego. Delantero.
Okay, get him.
Oh, no punish.
Sigue con el spameo. ¡No! No puede ser, señores y señoras. Activa el B-Trigger y con el Critical se la lleva en el... No lo mata. Ah, el pokeo va.
NL hops out of his seat with the quickness, as much quickness as he won that round.
Oh man, NL really didn't even stun him. He was like, the walk of fame
Puta
outside.
madre,
If you
no.
want to see stars, you can just go outside the venue.
2-1.
There you go.
O sea, una ganada, una perdida. No, todavía no está dicho, ¿eh?
That we saw from Falcon.
Diferencia de puntos.
At the beginning of
Diferencia de puntos.
as well, but NL made like instant adaptation.
Diferencia de puntos, muchachos, ¿ah?
On what you mentioned at the start of that second game, the knowledge that Falcon had of, okay, I can't stand back where I wanted to.
Mucho poder de Luke, ¿eh?
Let's get closer. That's exactly what
Otro nivel.
Luke to shut that down.
Yeah, I don't even remember him doing forward fierce before that. It was such a smart move. I mean, when you're playing against a person like that, I agree with you. Falcon made so many good choices. I really like the ideas were there.
Yes.
I saw the ideas to be Luke in the matchup were there. But when you're playing against the caliber of player that NL is, and his ability to recognize and then process and adjust his spacing and his decision making, it's just ridiculous, man. He's a world-class competitor for a reason, fully on display right there.
So 2-0 for NL. Again, that means he's in a great position to be able to move forward out of the group stage. We got a lot more left to play. Rest 2 more days of this. It's not over, but that is a really good position to be in after day 1.
Yeah, taking down, who did he defeat as well?
It was Vega Patch at the start, and then it was Falcon after that.
Patch, yeah. And I thought Vega Patch
Personaje rotazo, pues, ¿no? ¿Qué se va a hacer? ¿Qué se va a hacer, muchachos? Si es un personaje roto, Luke. Le ponemos que Capcom lo nerfee en esa CPT. Pero bueno.
Right there. Up next is going to be ROF versus Magnegro. But before that, look, we have a lot of stuff going on here that is not just the players playing. We have some amazing vendors here as well.
Figurines, you know I'm about the figurines. Been so since the LCQ, that bison is
Puta, qué locazo, mira ese bison.
I walked by that this morning and it was as big as my torso, and I was like, oh my god, look at this thing.
Yeah, you see that? I don't know if you guys saw, but there are little figurines for scale.
Ah,
Those are gigantic figures right there.
Definitely.
Like half a person, most definitely. So yeah, all kinds of cool stuff around the venue. Thank you for all the partnerships to bring you Capcom Cup and make it possible, of course. But now we are getting into another Group E for the elite match. It's going to be ROF on the birdie up against Magnegro on the birdie.
It could be
On the
birdie. He
Barrett.
also plays G. He's got a very strong G as well. I don't know what his choice is going to be when it comes to the mirror match. I would expect ROF to stick, but I guess we'll see on that one as well. As we've said previously, to go down 0-2 at the start is a tough one to come back from. So this is a very important match for both.
Yeah, pivotal match for both. Man, I really like the fact that we got like both 1-0s in the last match and now 0-1s in this one, right? Definitely pivotal matches here that are going to dictate how the rest of the group plays out. And yeah, I mean, Magnegro, he has the birdie. You mentioned the G as well, right? I'm hoping for the Haas fight. I just want to see the two birdies slug it out. But I think G
sí, perdió, pero no, todavía no está eliminado, pues. Ha ganado uno y ha empatado uno. O sea, ha ganado y ha perdido. Le falta con el rock.
He's all over the place when it comes to the B system as well. So he's got a lot of options up his sleeve. I'm not sure where he's going.
Pick the 11.
Yeah, right. And straight to G, but then the question is, what else?
Oh yeah, let me get that Valentine's Day pink. I'm a big fan, and yeah, what we
1 and 2.
Ooh, the V-Trigger 2!
I've loved watching G players lately. The high level
No temeroso, sino... Puta, weón. Luke es un personaje que tiene todo, weón. Tiene todo. Si tú eres una persona que lo sepas utilizar ese personaje que tiene todo para ganar, vas a llegar muy lejos.
There's small ways that you could actually end up falling down up against Birdie, right? Like via the can and the banana that could actually take away the levels. So that's another just a highlight for it.
Oh, shuts it down right away. And a little bit too far there. He thought he was close enough for the down fierce.
Man, already at level
there?
3. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Magnegro, he knows where his bread is buttered. Prioritizing getting leveled up very quickly.
Okay, away. Didn't give any time for that can, but ROF was there with the roundhouse. He can set it up again. He does.
He's already taken away. Oh, those levels, the big boot.
Two
big
roundhouses
sexy.
after each can. Again.
Oh,
can.
no.
And in control here is ROF. What a block. Hold on a second.
Magnegro's gonna get a chance now. Pops the V-Trigger.
Va a cambiar el personaje Magnegro, ¿eh?
Explosion from the V-Trigger.
Venga ahí.
Damage to ensure the kill. I like it, man. I like
Bien ahí.
obviously more damage up against the big body of Birdie. I really like armored command grabs just in general in this meta. People really are buttons happy. They know when to press the jab, and armor command grabs really catch them off guard.
ROF's timings have really caught off Magnegro. Stand short after that.
Oh my goodness.
Again, ROF has control. Here comes Magnegro out of there at least.
Yeah, and I think Magnegro was betting on ROF expecting a back throw.
Creo que, claro, si pongo Mirror Match, este huevón se la conoce, pues, ¿no? Sabía lo que tenía que castigar y por eso no lo puso. Digo, no, hay nomás. Por eso. Está bien, pues, ¿no? Morir con su personaje es de...
But plenty of meter to do some damage, and he's going to save that meter for the next round as ROF busting out.
It is impressive that ROF's timings with Birdie are so funky that even Magnegro, the Birdie player, is caught off guard.
Yeah, man, right? I mean, that's that. Oh, what a response to the fireball, though, absorbing, going straight through and punishing. But yeah, just to reiterate on your point, the heavy kicks have been really, really unique from ROF. Oh, that spacing shot right there, right? The immediate stand light kick after the block, that heavy punch.
No, cuidado. Perfecto, activando el trigger.
Most definitely.
Trigger 2. Esperando el parry. No. Buen reversal.
Drops the combo just a little bit here. He's going to put the can out, try to establish the neutral once again.
Jumped over. He might have been looking for a command grab, but that was fine as well. Almost stunned, just like that.
Ay. Qué conchudo.
ROF continuing to make the big reads, continuing not to crack. He's got game 1.
Man, yeah, you told me the highlight, the most resonating characteristic of this player.
Pero Willy también reconoce a Luke. Claro, lo conoce, pero está jugando con un top player, pues, que le va a clavar con peor que a Punky. Ese Lucky roto solo combo puede hacer bajar un 4% de barra. Creo que es un bueno. Un huevo de daño, claro, un huevo de daño. Por eso en las manos indicadas Luke es muy poderoso. Muy tubo.
Tried the buffer on that, but it looked like it caught the sweep. Didn't really move Birdie forward, so outside of range.
It's a chance for ROF, and he takes it.
Ahorita vengo, muchacho, voy al baño.
Looking for them. I love him establishing the command throw. Oh, tried it again. I do love seeing the back-to-back.
Absolutely. Not there, though. choosing to level up first here is Magneto rather than going into trigger.
And you can see, it's funny, Magneto definitely thinks ROF is going to bet on the command grab from G, right? He's been really trying to catch the jump outs, not really committing to any command grabs. There we go. That's what I like to see. You recognize the fact that he is not doing that, but he leaves some damage on the table. He was level 3. Didn't have any EX meter, maybe couldn't have gone any farther, but EX Dolphin Dive, gonna try to bring ROF another dub.
Great opportunity for ROF here. Still a little bit of that trigger timer left.
Oh, EX right after the fireball. Oh, and just walking in and out real quick, Magneto. Vehemently shaking his head right there, not happy about that.
Well, he's got a lot of work to do as it's ROF now on match point. Looking great in neutral, has been able to get the corner for himself. His reads have been great.
Good punish right there. Are we gonna get to take the level up? No, he just wants to take the Oki, stay in his face, stay in the corner, but again, these heavy kicks. How does ROF know?
He's been right so many times about those.
It's wild, man, whether it be like in a defensive situation, like on his opponent's minus frames to catch them hesitating. Oh, that was a great punish. Crouch fears, huge damage here. Gets the level up, but just busting through the light. ROF again, not giving any care. Make that save. He's been utilizing that sweep so well.
You can't jump out of that, but Magneto is still... Big damage on deck. Is that going to do what it does?
And ROF taking it 2-0 over Magneto. Very, very strong performance on the birdie. You can tell Magneto, I think, a little bit disappointed with his performance. Definitely was looking for certain things and just got frustrated by the decision making from ROF. When you get hit by weird reversal stat heavy kicks like that, it really gets to your mental, man. You're not used to fighting people like that, especially on your character. You're like, bro, why are you doing this? I would never do it like that. And stuff like that could really be a detriment to your mental state, just bother you a little bit too much. And because of that, I think we saw Magneto fall a little bit short of what he was hoping for.
Again, you really can see how different players, even with the same characters, can play really differently in this game. Think back to when we saw Magneto before and how he really wanted a certain spot on screen. He wanted to play slow, he wanted to play this footsies game, and ROF was good when he needed to do that too, but that wasn't the goal, that wasn't the name of the game. The name of the game was to get in and press, and even in defense, to take interesting risks and make interesting decisions, and he was just right almost all of them.
Yeah, again, you saw that crush counter, the Kevin Nash big boot coming through. Definitely was one of the main things that ROF got so much damage from. But indeed, it has been a dope group elite so far, right? I love seeing ROF come out. He was in danger of being down 2-0, right? So I'm glad, or excuse me, down 0-2. So putting a W on the board, giving yourself that chance going into the next subsequent days.
¿Habrá un dog en la Capcom? No, de repente,
Right, so let's take a look at those standings, actually, as I bring them up right now. And now, firmly
Ya quedó, ¿no?
2-0, of course, Kalma actually getting the
Dog winner.
as well, but didn't play another game, so he's going to be chilling out there before he plays his subsequent match. While Falcon and ROF 1-1, Vega Patch force falling to NL in that opening match, and Magneto finding himself at an 0-2 deficit. Definitely rough.
Still a lot of changes that can happen at this point, but I think, again, many of us thought that NL was the favorite coming into this.
Sí se puede, sí se puede.
You're seeing that after this first 5 matches. Again, lots left to be played, but NL's in a great spot.
Yeah, you know what else is in a great spot? This Chun-Li figurine from Max Factory, when I put it in the background of my streamer setup, that's when it's going to be in a great spot. Because it's the 6th scale figure, of course, brought to you by Max Factory, as I said, with collaboration by Akiman, the person who brought Chun-Li to the world in the first place. The design of the figure was originally requested by Momochi Hama Chozai Pharmacy in Japan in 2022, and now they're bringing it to the rest of the world. Again, this figure is over 10 inches tall. It's not just your ordinary figure. It ties any streamer background together, I promise. Follow them at MXF_official on Twitter. Get yourself the Chun-Li figurine.
There you go. Hey, that's Group
Very good.
E. We're going to have Group F coming up very shortly. We're going to have our buddies Jammers and Tasty Steve hop in. We'll be back with that in just a sec. That was great.
Bueno, gente, me voy. Gracias.